Hey, yo, what it is, Duke City. Happy Wednesday, which I thought was a Thursday, but it's totally a Wednesday. It's totally not a Thursday. It's a Wednesday. I'm confused because I'm at ABQX on a Wednesday because we're at Top Golf tomorrow, and I'm freaking out because I'm out here on a Wednesday, but it's so much fun. Anyways, hi, guys.
Woo! Hump day.
Coming in hot here at ABQX, shade east of San Mateo on Osuna, the spot to be. It's usually a throw-in Thursday, but it's a throw-in Wednesday today.
A whacking Wednesday.
Oh, hey-oh. Spicy. Okay. I'm not going to let you continue that because we have FCC regulations. But come have some fun with the boys here at ABQX. $7.50 off per person, per lane, per hour. With all the money you save, you can buy yourself some Red Door beer. Amory, I know you love you some Red Door.
Yes, I do. I love me some Red Door, and I'm going to be there with you Friday.
Hell of a program. Yeah, we'll be at Red Door downtown on Friday. One van.
I will be there in person.
In person.
You're welcome, world.
Bring a lot of 8x10s, Amory, because there's going to be a lot of fanboys and fangirls asking for selfies and asking for your autograph and asking for, I'm just assuming, wildly inappropriate things as well.
Yes, tends to be what happens.
It's an ongoing theme on this program where people are extremely comfortable saying extremely uncomfortable things to you, and I don't anticipate that ever stopping.
Yes, maybe one day we'll dive into the DMs of Amory.
That would be a great segment.
We could do a segment, Van, where it'd be, is this DM real or not? Can we do that once in a while?
Oh, I love that. Let's start it on Friday.
Okay, let's start on Friday. I'll read you some crazy DMs, and you tell me if it's a DM I actually got or not.
That's perfect. I love
and
that
then
so much.
You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, Amory, I am so sorry.
Oh, I can predict how awful they're going to be, and I bet I can nail them with pretty decent accuracy.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to this.
You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Whether you're with us on the airwaves or the interwebs, or you're listening to us in the future on Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, however you may be listening, thank you for being a friend of the show. Hell of a program today, a full 3 hours. The Isotopes are out west, so the boys are with you for 3 hours right here from ABQX. OG friend of the show, friend in real life, Mr. Everything for UNM football, Brandon Ortega will join us next segment all the way through the 4 o'clock hour.
Wow.
Got some
and this is a busy week for him.
I know. Isn't that sweet? He's like, it's opening week, and he has the time. He has the love for the boys to show up and still be part of the program. What a dude.
I appreciate him.
We got some special guests in the 5 o'clock hour and then 6 o'clock hour. Amory, get excited.
Okay, I'm excited.
6 o'clock and 6:15 with Ned James.
I love Ned James.
We're talking.
Is he going to be at ABQX?
TBD, either here in person or on the phone, but we got Ned booked 6 and 6:15. I got a lot of quarterback questions, and you know he is our NFL insider, and he's going to give us all the hot takes on the rookie quarterbacks in new homes, and who he thinks going to have a big year this year.
A little tease too. Just I've worked with Ned for a while and love Ned James. He loves him some Jared Goff, just to let you know.
Same.
I don't know if you know this. He is the biggest Jared Goff advocate. And I don't know if you've talked about this with him, Van, but you got to in the 6 o'clock hour. I know quarterback is the most position. This man believes more in special teams more than anyone I know.
Well, he better believe in it for a few more years because special teams isn't going to be around with us very long. Mark my words, there will be no kickoffs in the near NFL future. We'll get into that at a later date. A lot of NFL talk today. I got a little bit of college football talk.
Yes.
I'm just going to leave this one sizzling. But a college football player did one of the dumbest things I've ever witnessed in my adult life. And we're going to talk about that later in the program. Of course, Marie, sometime in the 5 o'clock hour, TBD, is going to hit us with her mandatory NFL headlines.
Very important ones.
And you are awfully wide-eyed today, Marie, because are we getting one day closer to NFL season? Is that why you're all
yes,
on Twitter? You got to glow about
okay, and this has like been the slowest week ever. Not only does the NFL start next week, I'm going on my first like vacay in a while to Minnesota to go watch the Vikes live. My team, if you don't know, you should know. If you ever heard me speak, you know I'm a Minnesota Viking fan. So it's vacay time next week and the NFL starting.
That's huge.
So I'm pumped.
That is huge. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. You're the hardest working woman in sports entertainment.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not.
We are lucky to have you, Marie. You're an absolute blessing on this program. Thank you so much for all your insight and, keeping us focused because, I got a sprinkle of the ADD, maybe another sprinkle of the ADHD. I'm very squirrely. It's hard for me to pay attention, especially to sports. And you're here to lock me down, to lock in my focus and keep me on the important things, like every single storyline that exists possibly in the world of NFL.
I care so much about you, Van, that I even dug up a baseball story today.
Aww, I love that.
And it's very sports adjacent.
Oh, all right.
So I was like, this is double time, because I know baseball season, NFL's about to take over the world. And I was like, you know what? Before the NFL season, I'm getting a really good sports adjacent baseball story.
Good. October is my favorite time of the year.
I mean, obviously.
The MLB playoffs. I'm like a kid in a candy store every day when there's a playoff game on every day. I'm glued to the television during October, unlike any other time of the year that isn't Sunday night HBO programming. Speaking of Sunday night HBO programming, are you caught up on Winning Time, Marie?
No, there is a rule in the household. My husband was out of town, and there's a rule we don't watch our shows without each other. But Van, last night I was like, hey, this is some hard hitting journalism stuff I do every day on Two Men On, so I have to watch Hard Knocks without you. So I took one for the team last night and watched Hard Knocks.
A lot of Hard Knocks talk on this program. We'll see if Mr. Everything for UNM football, Brandon Ortega, is caught up on Hard Knocks, and we'll just come raging in next segment with hard-hitting Hard Knocks talk. I mean, Brandon Ortega, who we'll have with us all 4 o'clock hour, he's like literally living the Hard Knocks.
He really is.
Life.
He totally is.
He is shooting and editing and commentating his own personal Lobo football Hard Knocks. And I can't wait to talk about that when he joins us on the program. Very next segment. But I love me some Winning Time. And
I love it too.
Brandon's also a Lakers fan. So we're just,
okay. If you guys are going to talk about it, it's okay. It's okay if you have spoilers. It's okay.
It's historically accurate. There's no spoilers.
Right. I already know what's going to happen.
It's like having spoilers from the Titanic. Like you can't. It actually happened in real life.
Yes. So we can talk about it. I haven't seen it yet, so that'll just be you too.
Yeah. Larry Bird's tryout for Indiana State after he couldn't academically make the Indiana Hoosiers, he played in jeans and boots and put up 70 points. That happened in real life.
I saw that episode.
It's not a spoiler. Really
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
But I love that. And I think the show's just done really well. Like I enjoy it. Like I didn't think I was going to enjoy it this much and I think this season is already, I don't know, like I was worried. I always get worried when the next season or the next season or the next season. And I'm like, oh, this is really good.
Well, I'm glad
done.
I'm glad they brought in more backstory and more relevance to Larry Bird because you can't have a Magic Johnson without a Larry Bird, and they're doing it so well this season. I love every second of it, and I am just totally entranced by Dr. Jerry Buss, of course, played by one of my favorites. It's me, guys, John C. Riley. I'm the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's a pretty cool job. I don't know if you guys think it is, but I get to hang out with Magic Johnson every day. It's cool.
What?
How was that? John C. Riley. Was it pretty good?
That was pretty good. Was pretty good.
We're getting thumbs up from the gallery here at ABQX. Going to be here all day, all night, sipping some Red Door beer, throwing some axes. It's the league championship tonight.
Oh,
So this place is going to be parted like the Red Sea with a bunch of friends of the show throwing axes on one side and a bunch of ABQ Axe league members going for a trophy or a ribbon or an axe. I don't know what they're going for tonight, but owner-operator Angela Romero, one of my favorite people, Ange, she'll be joining us later to tell us all about the action here at ABQX. Got another special guest in the 5 o'clock hour. I'll keep that on the hush hush.
wow, this is just a power-packed show.
Hey, when co-host of Two Men On, Fred Slow, when he's out on location doing research for at Talk ABQ Productions and the number one sportsiest sports show in the history of the universe, Two Men On, we got to bring in the bangers in his stead.
And you did.
And we get a couple days off from talking about wrestling, so there's that too.
Thank God. And he's going to have no choice. Well, no, I like Duke City Championship Wrestling.
Of course we love Duke City Championship.
You know, the next event is September 14th. And I will not be there, but everyone else should go.
You were at the last one.
I did. I came to it.
You said yes to one of our events for the first time in the history of the program.
I know. And I'm a multitasker too. I was so productive that I went to the Duke City Championship and a comedy show across the street all at the same time. I just kept running sprints back and forth
and
supporting the community and my career.
We sent your local superstar ass a shout out in front of the whole crowd at Duke City Championship Wrestling.
And it was a big crowd.
And I would love to roast you here, but you got resounding applause.
I did.
How does that feel being loved by your community? I really
it feels good. And I'm from here. I'm a true Burkania Brentwood baddie, so it's really nice. Yes.
Not a Brentwood baddie, but a transplant who loves Albuquerque nonetheless. Loves him some Lobos, loves him some Lakers, loves him some Hard Knocks, and we're going to get all the hot takes from your favorite all-time contributor to this program. Not putting words in your mouth specifically, A-Marie, but I've had a lot of strongly worded emails that we don't have this guy on the program enough, and lucky you, Duke City. He'll be with us this very next segment. Brandon Ortega joins us after the commercial break. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
Taking a look at traffic right now, we are starting to see more
clear
westbound on I-42nd Street to Rio Grande. Traffic moving slow there. Northbound I-25 between Gibson and Central, dealing with some slow spots there. Also congestion southbound on I-25 just south of Paseo. That'll last until Comanche. North of town, I-25 between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Traffic's looking good in both directions. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I can't think of another scenario where I would be telling you what the women's soccer coach at North Carolina has to say. I want Cal and Stanford to die on the vine. And I got to believe this is the common sentiment of probably every non-football coach in the ACC.
There's zero guidance. There's obviously a ton of money in college football. That does not equal the rest of the system working out the entire time.
Local talk on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
CJ Bell Cello Grill. Isn't this place amazing?
Yes, the food is awesome.
All right, so how do you say the word?
Gyro.
What was gyro?
Whatever it is. This Gyro burrito. Thanks for bringing me here.
I am a great guy. Taking her to Cello Grill on National Gyro Day, buying her the Gyro burrito where the flavors of greasy New Mexico come together in harmony. With our choice of green chili or salsa, what would she do without me? I am an incredible person.
Oh, Randy, you're my hero.
Oh, stop. I'm just trying to make the world a better place.
Hello, Randy. I said, hand me a euro.
Hi.
Buy a euro and get one free.
Hello.
What up?
This Friday, Cutler off.
Yeah, I can.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing the show today.
Visit our.
I don't know if you heard or when you walked up to when Van was ranting, but
5.
we said you were the real life Hard Knocks.
Hello to Cello.
Glasheen Baez and Inderman, injury lawyer.
Yeah, It's so awesome.
I love it.
With a history of winning big for clients. The lawyers at GB
I'm getting ready for football season.
Drunk Drive
And this spread is really thick with the Lobos.
clients.
And I don't know. I think it's in the 40s now.
40s. Hell,
But I don't think that's a trap, I think.
11-1 at the
I have faith in the Lobos.
Yeah.
deals. You don't want to miss it. Frank Supply,
offense is way better,
3311
but
Stanford
I don't
Drive
know how much
Northeast.
they can
At Metal
score, yeah.
Supermarkets.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Your
getting-
defense.
Defense. is,
So, we're the one-stop shop.
Okay.
Get any metal. Cut to any size. Ready? Real fast. Saving you valuable time to convince your other half why a twin-engine center console makes sense for
You guys okay?
Yeah, there was
family.
something not plugged in.
Happy fishing, soldier. Metal Supermarkets. Order on.
More now.
We're coming back in 30. Hey, Van, I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about this, but did you see the shooting at the White Sox game?
Oh, you're just gonna eat
But did you hear what happened?
those with no friends.
No.
It was in a security guard's holster or something.
No. A
There's
woman.
a bad echo.
Frank, get
Oh.
up! Yeah!
Go.
Finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the job.
You guys sound good.
Perfect blend, flavor, and heat.
Yep.
Can you
Put that shit on everything.
I don't hear it anymore. Yeah, we're good.
Don't miss the
We're coming back, but a girl hid the gun under her belly fat
mornings from 7 to 10.
Oh my God!
and snuck it in.
Is this the
EM
sports
610.
adjacent one you're saving?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Animal.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. One Van Nunley here. One Fred Slow out on location. One A. Marie Castillo back at the KNML studio. And one Brandon Ortega joined us on the program. Welcome in.
Can I do the Fred's not here?
Go, you can do it.
Fred's not here.
Nailed it.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Crushed it.
Nice.
Fred Slow out
I
on
have
assignment.
to do that when one of you are not here.
I appreciate it so much, and we appreciate you making some time for us because you got the new gig, man. Working
This is
for
a busy
Lobos
week.
football.
Busy
it's
week
only
for you.
Game day week, for the first college football game I'll ever get to work as a full-time member of a college football team. Yeah, it's a big week for everybody. I'm so excited. The Lobos playing at Texas A&M on Saturday.
By the way, Albuquerque, you're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. You got like those first game jitters?
I totally do, and I'm not even going to play.
Like the Butterflies, College
I was-
Station, 95,000 people.
I was just helping one of our offensive linemen, Tito, and our receiver, Jeremiah Hickson, around to their errands, and they're like, "You excited about the road trip?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm so excited just for the flight on Friday to College Station, and just to be a part of the whole process and basically live, like you said, the hard knocks life of being with the team every single moment along the way. It's going to be so much fun."
So you wear a lot of hats for UNM football, but I mean, specifically, what are you doing for the program?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a camera in my hand constantly at practice. So far, I haven't been invading the meetings all that much. There's tons of team meetings and film sessions that are going on before, after practice. I'm not invading that too much. I'm kind of immersing myself slowly into the program. But right now, it's all about practice. And then if I become aware of something a player's doing in the community, I'm tagging along to that. Tavian Combs, we've got something we're going to post about him real soon about a high school football game he got to participate in as an analyst. Our equipment staff is working their tails off every day, getting them ready for the first road trip. We're going to post something about that later this week. They're going to be loading up that truck tomorrow to make the long drive to College Station. Yeah, I mean, I'm filming practices, but I'm also filming anything that's going on Lobo football-wise within this huge organization that it is, equipment staff, video staff, weight training, athletic training, anything you can think of. That's just kind of the job so far.
If you want to see in person how handsome Brandon Ortega is, come down to ABQ Axe, just a smidgen east on Asuna off of San Mateo. Going to be drinking some Red Door beers, going to be throwing some axes.
And,
we'll be live on air.
Come see the best setup I've ever seen you guys have. This looks like a game show almost.
It's pretty
You've got
sweet.
the ABQ Axe logo. You got Two Men On. You got a sweet carpet that Julian can't get ice cream on today.
No,
he's
he
not
cannot.
here.
He's not tall enough to get ice cream on this setup.
It's an awesome setup for Two Men On. ABQX looks great. I have not been here since 2021, so it looks a little different. Yeah, great setup. And you said league championship tonight?
League championship tonight. They got this place split in half. There'll be lanes taken for the league championship. There'll be lanes open for friends of the show to come down here, have some Red Door beer, and throw some axes.
Big party tonight. That's going to be fun.
If you're unable to make it in person, you could see us on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, or just stay right where you are, right here on 95.9 FM or AM 610, the Sports Animal. So you're coming in hot to the UNM football program because they're going to powerhouse Texas A&M in their home in one of the absolute craziest places to play in all of college
Kyle
football.
Field. Yeah, I've been there a handful of times to Kyle Field, but never while a game was going. I got to go to College Station maybe 5 summers in a row while I was working in Texas. College Station is the host of the state 7-on-7 tournament for high school football. So I would go work that every summer and usually cruise down Kyle Field, see what was going on there. But this is going to be my first time seeing people in the stadium, watching a live game, you know, like full on Aggie Nation in the College Station part of Texas. It's going to be a sight to see for sure. That is definitely, I'll say easily top 10, you know, best stadiums, best atmospheres. I wouldn't say not just college football, but maybe sports. I mean,
Sure.
it's way up there that the crowd goes nuts for them.
They got over 100,000 people in the stadium. College Station, Texas only has barely over 100,000 people.
They're
in the
the
city.
original 12th man.
Right.
Before the Seahawks
Before
implemented
the
the 12th man as well.
Straight up stole it.
They stole it.
They stole it. They straight up stole it.
Everything.
But the atmosphere is going to be electric. And how do you think the Lobos are going to fare against this powerhouse?
You know, I think the first thing that Coach G, Danny Gonzalez, the Lobo football coach, we all know, Albuquerque's own Danny Gonzalez, the first thing he's trying to get them ready for is just to not be scared.
Sure.
He has said on microphones several times over and over, they weren't confident in 2021 when they were last there. They were intimidated. He felt like they were intimidated by the atmosphere, and even doing the walkthrough, he could tell there was some intimidation going on. I think that's the first thing I'm going to be paying attention to is how many more guys are ready for the business trip. You know, who's ready to play, who's ready to compete. That's the first thing I'm going to be paying attention to. Everything else is just going to play itself out after that. And I think it starts at the top with Dylan Hopkins. He's played a game there. He's played very well in College Station before at his former school, UAB. Bryant Vincent leading that offense has had some of the best offenses in the nation in the years past. So, I mean, he is getting these guys. He's getting this offense ready, and so is Danny Gonzalez and Troy Redfitt on the defensive side. Yeah, that's the first thing I'm paying attention to is, are they going to be prepared mentally and physically for this what's going to be a huge challenge to open up the season.
Join on the program, Brandon Ortega of UNM Lobo football. I mean, you're so good at this. You segued right into my next question. Dylan Hopkins, new quarterback, not really a quarterback battle in the offseason. We knew this was the guy coming in, brings his offensive coordinator with him. Does he have his sea legs? Is he ready to run next level offense for the Lobos?
Dylan's a lot of fun to watch in practice because I've been trying to think of how to describe Dylan to people that are asking me about him. I think there are a couple of different types of quarterbacks. I think there's a quarterback that's an athlete that has to learn how to be a quarterback. And then there's some guys that are just quarterbacks that know how to compose themselves under the pressure and obviously know how to throw the football at a high level. Dylan's one of those guys where you look at him under center and he looks the part.
Sure.
And he just at today's practice and in every single practice I've seen him, man, the guy can throw the ball and all the different kinds of throws, the deep ball, your middles, your end zone into the corner. I mean, he's got it all. So yeah, I think he will set the tone for the offense for sure, and just try to get the whole entire unit ready for it. And little inside info here. One thing they've done is the indoor facility that they have. They've been blasting these 2 speakers on a golf cart.
Yeah.
Where I mean, you walk in, you don't even have to walk in. You could be within a half-mile radius of that indoor facility, and it sounds like a football stadium filled with tens of thousands of people. So that's something they're doing behind the scenes right now, and I think that's going to prepare them for what's to come. But yeah, I've watched Dylan, whether it's the loud indoor environment they've been doing this week or outside, going through their practice routine. Yeah, the guy's a pro at this college football routine, and he's definitely setting the tone. And I think he will on Saturday.
Of course, we got the Swiss Army knife, Luke Weissong. He's going to get the ball quite a bit, but he's got way more weapons at his disposal.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about this before already, that Luke goes into this season not having to be the number one guy. You got someone like DJ Washington, who I think Bryant Vincent, Danny Gonzalez see as a guy that could emerge as a WR1. Jeremiah Hickson has been turning heads, making all kinds of awesome catches. Ryan Davis brings experience with Dylan Hopkins. Years past, Andrew Erickson's as healthy as he's ever been in the last 3 years, and he looks like the guy we saw in 2020, the all-conference type of receiver, an Albuquerque native from Manzano High School. I mean, those 5 guys right there without even breathing that I think look like they're ready to get after it in week 1. But then there's other guys waiting in the second unit and even the third unit that are showing a lot of talent. And yeah, Luke's definitely bringing in some good experience the last few years. I think he's one of the many guys I'm going to be paying attention to. Okay. And ask him, hey, how different does this feel from 2021 to now, you walking into this stadium? Because I think that was one of his first games he ever played back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, maybe his first or second game. So that had to have been a lot for him as a true freshman to walk into that. So now he's a true junior coming into this. And yeah, he's definitely bringing experience, but he's got a deeper wide receiver core with him this time around.
Let's talk a little bit about Washington, because I haven't seen a lot of tape on him, but he passes the eye test immediately. He looks like a dude. Like he's got to be the guy that you write the playbook around. You have to force him the ball. You have to have plays designed for him. I think him being successful is going to really guide this offense to having success this season.
He's 6'5", and he's one of the fastest guys on the team. I mean, that's passing the eye test. That's passing on paper, you know, what you would hope one of your best receivers could be like. Yeah, he's been a lot of fun to watch in training camp and now in this week leading up to Texas A&M. And Coach Gonzalez has said it over and over on a microphone that he expects a lot from him this year, for sure. Yeah, he's someone that the Lobos are hoping to get the ball in his hands, right away in that first game.
Coach G's a defensive guy. That's his bread and butter. That's his milieu. That's where he lives. He obviously could do it all. Big Coach G house here. He's got our support this season. With that being said, some losses on the defensive side and using the transfer portal to fill those holes. Do you think he has the players to run this defense the way he sees fit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got the players. And yeah, you're alluding to Cody Moon and Deion Hunter being the 2 big departures from the portal. And they've got a lot of experience in that linebacker core led by Cy Riley, Ray Leotele, Alec Marenko, to name a few, who know that system. And look, like, obviously talent is a big thing on the college football level, but when you have a system and when you have a coaching staff that knows how to develop guys and just get people to buy into that system, I mean, Coach G, Troy Reffitt, they've got that system on lockdown. And I think fans can expect a similar type of defense that we've seen the last few years, which honestly was the bright spot of the team since 2020. The defense has held their own, given that most of the last 3 years they've had an offense that struggled and they've had to be on the field a lot more than the Lobos would have liked to. So, yeah, Coach G is setting the tone. They're very demanding. The expectations of that defense are very high. But we'll see how they started off against the Aggies.
I know the focus point of your job is the players, is the Lobo football program. But what about University Stadium? For the fan experience this year, there's a lot of changes.
There are a lot of changes, and I've been in a lot of meetings lately about the changes that are coming, and I could tell you that the atmosphere is going to be great, whether it's before the game, during the game. The Tennessee Tech game, which is September 9th, tickets are on sale now. They've got great deals. One in particular affiliated with Albertsons. If you have a $50 receipt from Albertsons, you can get $50 off of a family pack of Lobo tickets. That's one thing that they've been trying to do more and more and make it more affordable for the community. You don't want to look too far ahead, when you got Texas A&M ahead of you first. But, that home opener, definitely, tune into that game on Saturday, see what the Lobos are trying to build in this 2023 season. And then, get some tickets for that home opener September 9th against Tennessee Tech. And then, obviously, you got the New Mexico State game right after that. So 2 great home games coming up after Texas A&M.
Don't miss a second of Lobo action at University Stadium. Friend of the show, loyal listener and Lobo fan. Lobo football needs you in the stands, yelling your throats out and supporting the boys.
September 9th is my birthday.
Okay.
Aww.
What a day. Are you going to go to the game or are you going to do something else?
I'll be in Minnesota, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Not unfortunately, but I would come if I wasn't in Minnesota.
21st birthday? 22nd birthday?
Thank you, Brandon Ortega.
Okay.
The big
That's
3.
enough of this.
The big 3-7.
Nice. You're right behind me. Awesome. I just turned 37 in July.
Let's go.
All right, I had enough of you young bucks. We're going to commercial. When we get back, Hard Knocks Talk. You're welcome, friend of the show. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by State.
Woo! Do you guys hate? Do you want me to come back with that? Ask man.
With what?
Ask man if you want. He wants me to come with that Aaron Rodgers talking mad crap.
Apply. See associate or visit staples.com/printing for details.
Taking a look
I
at
don't know
traffic
who
right
you
now.
are,
We are
Hank.
starting.
Yeah, have you heard it?
Yeah.
Come back with that.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
It's so good.
So
I don't know you up, bro.
Found
I'll bring us
I-25
back
between
and you go
Gibson
straight into the audio.
and Central, dealing with some slow
Sweet.
spots there. Also, congestion southbound on I-25 just south of Paseo. That'll last until Comanche. North of town, I-25 between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Traffic's looking good in both directions. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Celebrate Cherry Fridays with the Sports Animal. Every Friday before a home game, we're turning the town cherry. Need new Lobo gear? The Sports Animal's got you. Join the Sports Animal for a t-shirt raid in the parking lot of one Albertsons somewhere in the city. Get your Lobo gear and home game tickets while supplies last.
Join us from the parking lot of the Albertsons on Tabo and Candelaria this Friday at 8 a.m. while shirts and tickets last.
Get there quick and help us paint the town cherry. From 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Walking through a junkyard, each wrecked car tells a story. This one, very sad. She'd been drinking and driving. Oh, and this one, terrible. The driver was drunk and drove clear off the road.
I was an El Dorado Eagle, and Coach Dotson was there when I was there.
Lauren
didn't make
Reeves,
it.
trying to get his
Drinking
number.
and driving causes far too many tragic stories. It's time to end
Have we done Lauren
DWI.
yet?
This message brought to you by NMDO.
Not yet. I want to meet her though.
She's awesome.
Important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Subaru is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save
That sucks.
cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Subarus arriving daily, you're going to love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Subaru from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestasubaru.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. but it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
No one wants legal problems, but somehow, some way, they seem to find you. Where do you turn when you need help? For more than 40 years, Rudy Chavez has had the people of New Mexico's back. If you're facing a legal issue, you want to have Rudy's experience and compassion in your corner. Call the law offices of Rudy Chavez at 505-242-5500. That's 505-242-5500, or visit rudychavezlaw.com. Contact Rudy today and make your legal problems go away.
New Mexico has an attractive home football schedule this season, featuring in-state rival New Mexico State on September 16th, as well as conference opponents UNLV and Hawaii. Right now, when you purchase single game tickets to any game for as low as $16, you will receive 50% off the single game price for the home opener versus Tennessee Tech on September 9th. That's any game, and receive Tennessee Tech at half off. That's a crazy deal, but don't wait. Tickets will go fast. Visit golobos.com/ticket to get yours today.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You want an exciting and fast-paced podcast based on one of the most popular segments in the history of the Rich Eisen Show? Well, you got it. Overreaction Monday, hosted by me,
So,
Audrey.
coming back in 15 seconds.
Okay.
So you're going to say something, then I'm going to play it, right?
Yep.
Yes, Rich. No holding back, buddy. I'm coming for you.
Absolutely what you need to hear. Overreaction Monday, every single wait for Monday, wherever you listen.
Thursday on the opening drive, college football's regular season kicks off in earnest. What you need to know from Jerry Palm from CBS Sports and the latest in the NFL roster moves. JJ Buck and I start the opening drive at 7 a.m.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. The greatest season of Hard Knocks continued last night with the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, and he did not disappoint.
Bootleg out to the left, flipping it left. McCole Hardman.
Bro, that. Show some respect, bro. Come on, what the is that? 5 damn cents? I don't even know who you are, bro. I don't know who you don't. I never heard of you.
And the officials having to separate Jihad Ward and Aaron Rodgers.
What are you thinking? You go after the king, you best not miss. And he missed hard. First off, that should have been a penalty. He had thrown the ball and was sitting there, not even paying attention. He takes like 5 running steps and pushes Aaron Rodgers just to get his hands on Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, much like Meek Mill or Pusha T in a rap battle, had the closer. I don't even know who you are, bro.
So for those who haven't seen that clip, we just heard it was Jihad Ward, number 55 of the New York Giants, who, I didn't know who he was when the play happened. Yeah.
It's preseason.
Right. Yeah. Several seconds after Aaron Rodgers threw the ball. Yeah. Gave him a little shove, and then, he didn't take too kindly to it.
From friend of the show, Tyler Ortega, no relation to our guest today.
Should be.
Brandon
basically
Ortega.
Neighbors.
Tyler said he's listening to the program while he's getting ready at the lab for some New Mexico United action tonight.
Oh, man, he's the best in the business.
Gonna be a banger out there.
Tyler does an awesome job. He's been the voice of New Mexico United from day one. And, I love that guy. He's doing an awesome job. And we got another big match tonight. Two more home games of the 4-game homestand.
Making a playoff push. Get out there and support your black and yellow.
3 points out of the playoff race right now.
Like I'm supporting Hard Knocks in my new second favorite team, the New Jersey Jets.
Oh, man. Okay. Can I just tell you what my favorite part was right away?
Just jump into it.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's been all about football, really. The majority of the show, and they've had some nice little features outside profiling players. But I think the highlight of the show so far, last night's episode, they basically recreated the Sopranos intro.
Sure.
With Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was shot for shot perfect. It was so good. They had the music, which is iconic, the same song from the Sopranos, and then just shot for shot, the drive Tony Soprano would normally take. which coach was taking to the field, to MetLife Stadium.
Yeah,
So
I thought
that was money.
I agree. I thought that was genius because obviously Sopranos is in New Jersey, and so are the New Jersey Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Like the intro of Hard Knocks shows all these New York landmarks and these iconic places in New York City. They don't play or practice in New York City.
Nope. It's in New Jersey. Do you remember when Teton Saltis was with the Jets for training camp a couple years ago?
Sure.
He admitted to me that when he got signed to the training camp roster, he didn't even know they were in Jersey either. I think there's a lot of sports fans that don't realize because they're called the New York Jets, they are actually in New Jersey.
Yeah, they're in New Jersey. They play in New Jersey. They practice in New Jersey. But luckily their marketing team is smart enough to give them the name New York.
That sequence of recreating Sopranos should be played in MetLife Stadium pregame every single game moving forward. It was awesome to see. And I'd be surprised if it wasn't on their social media pages at this point.
And you're damn right. They should use it as much as possible, as much as the HBO copyright would allow. But they do got themselves a gun, and that gun is connected to Aaron Rodgers' body. And look, of course, they're only going to show you the good clips. Of course, you're only going to get the good stuff out of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they didn't to start this episode. This episode actually started with this huge sequence of the offense struggling and Rodgers struggling to connect. And then it meshed into, okay, this is where they struggled. This is where they, keep each other accountable. And then, boom, another sequence of a couple of touchdowns.
I mean, and that is classic Rodgers, blaming the problems of the offense on other people,
Yeah.
not him.
Totally.
Yeah, throwing bad passes over the other people's shoulders.
He said something like there was an false start and 3 wrong routes. Is how he phrased it. Yeah, and then they went into a little montage of a couple of touchdowns, namely with Garrett Wilson, who if you're doing the fantasy leagues,
buddy,
man, get yourself a Garrett Wilson because he's going to have a big year.
Aaron Rodgers is just gushing over Garrett Wilson, and I see why. He's a stud. He got Rookie of the Year last year.
Right,
with a bunch of losers behind
and
center.
And his teammate Breece Hall could have been.
Sure.
Is Breece Hall or Breece Hall?
Breece
Hall.
Breece Hall. I don't know why Hall is getting in my head. Breece Hall was on pace to be the Rookie of the Year, and then he got hurt.
Sure.
And then Garrett Wilson carried the torch and ended up getting that award. Yeah, they had a bright future with that offense, with the young pieces they kept, along with bringing Aaron Rodgers in. I mean, yeah, they're must see this year. Absolutely.
Garrett Wilson is going to eat this year. Aaron Rodgers is going to force feed Garrett Wilson like he used to force feed Devontae Adams.
Not to mention we're having I think people are regarding as one of the best defenses in the league coming into this year. So that's another unit of the Jets for the fantasy owners. I was fortunate enough to get the Jets defense.
Oh, did you now?
For my league. So I'm happy about that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're going to do with a bye week, if you're going to hang on to them or drop them like I do, because I don't spend money on defenses or kickers. So there's that.
Yeah, I got one of each. Yeah, got Young Ho Koo.
Oh,
it's my kicker.
My old chick tripping, but my Young Ho Koo.
And then I got the Jets defense. So yeah, I'm going to have to play around with that come bye week.
I'm really excited for the New Jersey Jets running backs because now that they got Dalvin Cook on the team, they gave him a brand new running back room. They got brand new nice chairs. They finally gave him a projector. It took Dalvin Cook to start treating these running backs like real people.
Oh my gosh.
That's my biggest takeaway from the program was they're treating these running backs like people now that they got a superstar in the building.
So there's going to be one more episode, right? There's always 5, right?
Yes.
Because that was 4 last night.
Correct. That was the 4th one last night. And it was only 33 minutes. When I hit play and I saw 33 minutes pop up, I was like, oh no, what happened? Why do they have to edit some of this stuff out? But they kept it tight. Like I can see why. Well,
do you want to hear my favorite part of Hard Knocks?
Yes, please.
And it is sarcasm because I was in the group text last night with 2 men. I was like, this is ridiculous. But my favorite part of Hard Knocks, and just to fill you in, Brandon, in previous weeks, we are the station to cover all Hard Knocks on Wednesdays.
Let me say real quick that I'm so glad I'm here today instead of Fred, because Fred's been butchering his Hard Knocks reviews. Because let me tell you, 2 weeks ago, he said that David Blaine was on the program. David Blaine was not on the program. I had not seen the episode
That's
before.
so
So I
funny.
hear him say that. I'm stoked. Oh, David Blaine's going to be on there. He's going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It was this mentalist guy who was also good,
Yeah,
but it wasn't David Blaine. I was like, he just lied.
I mean,
He straight up
Brandon,
lied.
you're friends with Brett and Van. You know half
I
the
should know
time it's a
better.
joke.
I know. Well,
I mean, this is your fault.
I took that to heart.
Well,
I
I said he was corporate David Blaine. I said he was David Blaine in khakis.
No,
So
Fred was
I
just saying
helped-
David
I
Blaine
tried to
like
help
over and over
clarify.
and over. So I thought it was him. But so what was your favorite part?
I'm going to put my passion and fandom aside. I absolutely cannot stand Aaron Rodgers, and I hate that I'm starting to like him now. Now that he's out of my division and my rivalry, and I just couldn't stand him, and I'm just mad at myself because I'm watching Hard Knocks last night, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to like this guy, and it's really pissing me off.
There was a moment in particular?
I've never seen this side of Aaron Rodgers, but he also has never been on Hard Knocks, and he's always headlines in NFL. But I don't know. I just getting to know him more, and he just seems, I don't know. I just like him now. Maybe it's because he's on a different team. I think he's very funny, and he's very sarcastic and dry and kind of arrogant, which I kind of appreciate. But anyways,
Always been that.
always been that. My favorite part is Randall Cobb is my favorite storyline because this guy needs to retire. He only has a job because his best friend is on the team, his godfather of his son.
Right.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm.
Uncle
I don't know if
or
Uncle
the father.
Aaron, I don't know if Uncle Aaron's an uncle. He might be the real dad.
He might be the real dad.
One
Gonna
of
more-
those kids look exactly like
I
Randall Cobb. The other one looks like Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously, like I would love to have Randall Cobb in my fantasy league like in 2014. And I'm not saying he still doesn't got it, but we know he's on the New York Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. Anyways, my favorite part is, did you guys see when he had that block for the tight end, Tyler Conklin? That was my favorite part. And he got a flag. They made like a huge deal about that. And I just thought that was hilarious.
Right, yeah. And even Aaron Rodgers was like, what are you doing? What are you thinking?
He's
man?
like, wait, I don't get these calls now like I used to in Green Bay. But anyways, it's just the game's
Well, 'cause
evolving
they
too.
They changed the rule of this particular block that Randall Cobb made. In years past, the kind of block he did where his head was ahead of the defender used to be legal. And now if it's a blind side,
I'm
if
like-
the defender does not see you coming, then that's where it becomes illegal. So
All right,
that's
old
why they
man.
flag.
It's just so football's getting so
I mean,
soft.
oh,
So
getting
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, how,
soft.
how
looked like
dare
the play-
they? How dare they protect the safety of people's brains? How dare they?
Yeah, take off the helmets.
I just love that. I don't know, just the Randall Cobb storyline. I'm like, buddy, no offense, you would not be in this storyline if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers.
Same with Alan Lazard and
I think Alan.
Well, Alan Lazard is younger. I mean, come on, think about just
but he's
Randall.
only on the team because of Rodgers. That's
Oh,
what they have in common.
absolutely. With this young roster. So I just thought that was funny. This Randall Cobb, I just love.
That was a good one.
We'll do keep recapping Hard Knocks when we get back. We got one more segment at least with Brandon Ortega, Mr. Everything
Aw.
for the UNM Lobos. So excited to have him back in his new role, get his inside information. More Hard Knocks talk, a little more Lobos talk right here. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by
Claire.
The Beefy Crunch Burrito is back at Taco Bell, thanks to rewards members who voted for it on the Taco Bell app. Filled with seasoned beef and flamin' hot Fritos, it's as crunchy and beefy as it sounds, and as delicious as a vote winner should be. Get one today at participating Taco Bell locations while supplies last.
Well, traffic right now, things moving slow in a number of areas. We'll start with westbound on I-40. You missed the slowdowns from the interchange to Coors. I-25 southbound, just south of Paseo. You're going to see slowdowns. Those will go until Comanche. Northbound on I-25, things moving slow between Gibson and Central. Seeing slowdowns right now, westbound Paseo starting around Jefferson. They'll last until the river. And eastbound on Alameda right now, congestion between Rio Grande and 2nd Street. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Maggie Gray with a CBS Sports Minute. Sports history is set to be made on Wednesday in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Cornhuskers women's volleyball team is hosting in-state rival Omaha, and the match could be the most watched women's sporting event of all time. They're playing the match in the school's football stadium. All classes have been canceled, and the weather looks good. So what's the magic number? 91,649 attendees. I'm Maggie Gray.
The Opening Drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Richard Pitino is the third-year head coach of Lobo men's basketball.
The beauty of sports is it's not that my job is any more important than anyone else's. Everybody's job is important, but it is a great lesson in life because we have no idea with rules, the way this thing is all evolving, what the future holds. So I'm grateful for today. I'm appreciative of the opportunity that has been given to me, and that's all that we have. Nothing else is promised.
Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're here so you can get a bigger boat. How so? We're the one-stop shop for metal, which means you can get any metal, cut to any size, ready real fast. Saving you valuable time to convince your other half why a twin-engine center console makes sense for you and your entire family. Happy fishing, soldier. Metal Supermarkets. Order online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just gonna eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no Franks. What, seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally...
Van Kyle's up at the win right now.
I put that
nice.
on everything.
Did you know that Indigo Mortgage has had the same name and ownership for 20 years now? I can think of only a tiny handful of local mortgage companies that can make that claim. I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage, and proud to say that over the last 20 years, we have helped many.
It's very funny because I'm learning. I don't know everything yet. Just Kyle's like, whatever. And I'm like, text Van.
An advocate working for them, not an application taker.
So mad, and I want to understand, but like, I'm like, Van will probably relate better.
We can most often find the right mortgage with the lowest rates for our borrowers. And please shop around to be certain that you're getting the best rates and fees on your mortgage. And as always, be sure to include your trusted local mortgage company, Indigo Mortgage. Find us on the net at indigomortgage.net or by calling 836-5700. That's 836-5700. Indigo Mortgage, NMLS 23-1962 and 18834.
Kyle said I should really start playing poker.
Yeah.
He thinks I'll be good.
The Jim Rome Show.
I'm good with people.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
I listen to Roadhouse Blues. Put me in the mood to talk some more Lobos. Talk some more Hard Knocks. One Van Nunley here at ABQ Axe. Shade east of San Mateo on Osuna. Going to be rocking here shortly after the 5 o'clock hour. We got the league championships tonight, and we even saved a few lanes for some friends of the show.
Sweet. Please take videos of that tonight. I want to see some highlights tonight.
Oh, no doubt. These guys are the league championship tonight. This is going to be the best axe throwing you ever seen in your life. These guys are lights out. It's bonkers to watch.
Nice.
$7.50, Brandon, per person, per hour, per lane for everyone who comes down here during the program.
That's a great deal. Yeah.
With all that money saved, you can buy yourself a Red Door beer, Brandon.
Couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. We're going to wrap up Hard Knocks talk, then talk a little more Lobo football. My favorite part of the show, and I have two. One of them was the audacity of the music editors for Hard Knocks to show all the people cooking and cleaning and doing laundry and doing yard work and have the sheer audacity to put some Spanish song over it. Like we're not knowing that everyone who works for the chess facility are all Mexican-American laborers.
The sequence in the kitchen was so good, and the food looked really good.
The food looked fantastic.
Yeah.
You know they're eating like kings.
Oh, my goodness.
But the sheer audacity to put the only song in Spanish I've ever heard in the history of Hard Knocks while these people are cooking and cleaning, I was like, the balls these people have.
We haven't heard a Bruce Springsteen song yet. I would imagine they're saving that for the finale. as a Jersey show.
Jersey legend, Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Bon Jovi. You haven't heard either of them, have you?
Well, I think Bon Jovi's competition. Doesn't he own like a arena team or something like that?
He did a long time ago. I don't think
Yeah?
he does anymore.
Yeah,
no,
whatever.
I don't think that league. No, the league doesn't even exist anymore.
I'm a fan of the boss. You can miss me with John Bon Jones.
We were just hearing Bad Medicine and ABQ acts minutes ago. It's one of my favorite rock songs ever from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Okay, I like that you brought it to
Only
Jay and
because
Silent Bob Strike Back.
my favorite songs are because of how they were used in movies. So if you've never seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, you know what I talk about.
Okay, and if you've ever seen a Scorsese movie, your favorite song's probably the Rolling Stones' "Give Me Shelter,"
There
because
you
that's
go.
in every not Tarantino, Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
All right, another highlight, and I always love the out clips, the credit clips on Hard Knocks, but all the players talking about all the Broadway shows.
That was
they watched.
surprising how
That
many
was
shows
so
players have
funny.
seen.
Oh, dude, they were so into it.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
were ranking their favorites, and they kicked out some bangers.
Well, Hamilton was a popular one you were hearing about. Jersey Boys, I think Aaron Rodgers mentioned. Goodnight Oscar was one I had not heard.
I haven't even heard of
And
that one.
that's Sean Hayes. He won the Tony this year for that play. It's currently on Broadway. I hadn't heard them mention that one. Any of those plays? caught your attention?
Well, I lived in New York for 15 years, and I've seen a bunch of Broadway plays.
Wicked was another one.
Wicked was a great one. Phantom of the Opera was one of my favorites. I saw Hamilton, not in New York, but in Minneapolis. I've seen most of the ones they've listed.
Yeah, Lion King was listed. Yeah, Wicked a couple of
It's
times.
a very common thing if you live in New York.
Right.
Yeah,
But that kind of surprised me though. That was kind of like, okay.
It's great that we have Pope Joy at UNM.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
Hamilton just rolled through there not
Yep.
that long ago. I saw Book of Mormons back in, I think,
I saw Book of
2018.
Mormon. I saw Book of Mormon.
18 or 19. Yeah,
I saw it
that
in New York too.
That was my first and I think only play I've seen in Pope Joy to this point. Hopefully, now that I work at UNM, I could catch a few more.
I don't
That
care
would be
what
cool.
I don't care what your thoughts are on plays or Broadway, et cetera, et cetera. Watch the Book of Mormon.
Yep.
It is a laugh riot.
All-time
It
great.
is hilarious. Little
The
Lobo
writers
talk?
of South Park.
Yeah, from the writers of South
Trey
Park. That is
Parker and
correct.
Matt Stone.
A little bit of Lobo talk when we get back and get you out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Brandon's got to go be a dad right now. He got to go make some dinner and do chores. He
Aw.
got some choring to do before he goes to College Station, Texas. A little bit more Lobo talk when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Claire.
So traffic right now, things moving slow in a number of areas. Let's start with westbound on I-40. You're going to see slowdowns between San Mateo and Carlisle. They're going to go all the way down to Coors. Be patient as you make your way through there. I-25 southbound, just south of Paseo. You're going to see slowdowns there. They're going to last until Comanche. Northbound I-25 continues to move slow between Gibson and Lomas. Westbound Paseo, seeing more slowdowns starting around Jefferson. Those are going to go until the river. And also still dealing with slowdowns eastbound on Alameda. Those are going to start around Rio Grande. They'll last until 2nd Street.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. So great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. So the New York baseball team took some serious heat from me on this program because, well, they deserve some serious heat. The Angels heard all that talk and thought, hold my beer. And then they go right out, blowing away nearly a fifth of their roster, many of whom they picked up at the deadline by giving up some of their better prospects for. Put them on waivers. Nothing to show for it. And why? One, they're giving up. Two, they're trying to save money. In other words, just 1 month after these guys pushed every single chip to the center of the table and we're all in. They're now giving away key players in a pure salary dump to give up on the season and try to get under the luxury tax. Hope that was worth it, although I know it wasn't. And for good measure, know this, since they went all in, they have been the worst team in all of baseball.
Ruthie, our last summer barbecue is this weekend, and it has to be epic.
Well, Total Wine has this new reposado that'll rock your barbecue. And my favorite Cabernet will make your famous ribs even famous-er.
Yes, just what my last summer barbecue needed.
Wow, and at those low prices, they'll be great for my first fall barbecue.
Ooh, I'll trade you my famous ribs recipe for one of yours.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. Realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
No one wants legal problems, but somehow, some way, they seem to find you. Where do you turn when you need help? For more than 40 years, Rudy Chavez has had the
Coming back. 15 seconds.
experience and compassion in your corner. Call the law offices of Rudy Chavez at 505-242-5500. That's 505-242-5500, or visit rudychavezlaw.com. Contact Rudy today and make your legal problems go away.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The Sports Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us. Now betting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo. This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley.
There we go.
Slow.
One hour in the books, 2 to go. Joined by the legend, Brandon Ortega on the program. One more segment. Amory Castillo back at the studio. One Van Nunley right here. Fred Slow out on assignment.
Fred's not here.
Fredless.
When's he back?
Next week. He'll be back Tuesday as we do our friend of the show and our industry draft at Howie Sports Page.
Nice.
We'll be at Howie Sports Page
right
next Tuesday.
Day after Labor Day.
And
Smart.
then every single Monday throughout football
I'll be there.
season.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be at a lot of them, if not all of them.
It's the plan. Just got to run it by the missus.
All right, so you
got to get a permission slip signed or two.
Brandon, by the way, you listen to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610 Sports Animal. Remember when we were at the Super Bowl in Arizona this past year and we brought the co-branded 2 Men On and YMCA helmet to get autographed by everyone we interviewed?
Yeah, that was awesome that you guys did that.
The auction goes live right now.
Right now.
5:01. If you go to biddingforgood.com, that's biddingforgood.com, B4G Mobile, type in YMCA Topgolf. You can have a chance to bid on the co-branded YMCA and 2 Men On helmet that we autographed by every single interview that we had at the Super Bowl. We're talking Hall of Famer, New Mexico legend, Brian Urlacher. Talking about new Hall of Famer, Rondé Barber. We were Rondé Barber's last interview before he got inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
That's pretty cool.
Current legends, Derwin James, Jamar Chase, some Hollywood legends. Got Lee Steinberg. He's the agent that Jerry Maguire movie was based off of. Yeah, friggin' Carrot Top was on there.
I forgot about Carrot Top being on the lineup. Yeah.
The current UFC champion, Sean O'Malley, is on that helmet. UFC Hall of Famer Rashad Evans is on that helmet, and like 50 other signatures from sports and entertainment.
Wow.
It's going live right now. Go to biddingforgood.com, B4G Mobile, or just come out to the Topgolf event on Thursday. We'll be there from about 4:30 to 9.
Got a busy couple weeks coming up.
Oh, always. We're crushing it, baby. We don't stop. So if you want to sneak in into the Topgolf event, at Talk ABQ on Instagram, 2 Men On Facebook, slip slide into the DMs. We'll save you a spot. Just a couple spots open. So get excited for that. Come have some fun for a good cause. All right, back to Lobo football. I'm really excited for this year because, like I say all the time, Coach G, he is the epitome of class and professionalism. He is a wonderful mentor and example for these young student athletes on what it's like to be a man, how to be a good person, et cetera, et cetera. With that being said, let's talk about the product on the field, because this is about the time. He's had the keys to the Porsche long enough. It's time to start turning around this program and seeing some results. Is this the year that we start to see the progress that Coach G has been telling us about?
That's the plan he had. He took over the job back in 2020, and he said from the get-go, this is probably going to take 4 or 5 years to get them where he feels like they're competitive and mixing it up in the Mountain West Conference. We're on year 4.
This is year 4.
Yeah, we're going to see on Saturday, where they stack up with Texas A&M, a nationally ranked team, and then after that, 2 home games. Tennessee Tech comes to University Stadium September 9th. New Mexico State then comes to University Stadium September 16th, which I know the Lobos have been circling on their calendar since the schedule was released. They're looking for some revenge after losing to the Aggies last year. Then you got UMass, which is an exciting road trip, the longest road trip of the year, on the 23rd, and then conference starts on the 30th with Wyoming. And then I think Lobo fans have to be excited about the conference teams coming into University Stadium. San Jose State, who was competing with USC for a while. In week 0.
Very surprising.
Hawaii with Timmy Chang, the college football great, who's their head coach now. UNLV comes back to Albuquerque for the first time in a while. Utah State will be the final conference team they face to end the regular season on the 24th, Thanksgiving week. The anticipation has been building for a long time, and now we're 3 days away from them heading over to College Station.
Yeah, I think I see probably 3 L's on this schedule. We could just put on the chalkboard. I see 4 W's that we can just put on the chalkboard, and then everything else in the middle is a winnable game. I think this program could be just as easily 3 or 4 wins as it can be 7 or 8 wins.
Absolutely. This conference, when you look at New Mexico, is voted last in the media poll once again, and that's what happens when you lose 2 games. When you win 2 games your prior season. You talk about Hawaii, Nevada, even UNLV to an extent. Those 3 games, those 3 teams, they've played in winnable games, in competitive games the last few years, with the offense struggling as much as it was, as one of statistically one of the worst offenses in the nation. Now you got a revamped offense with Bryant Vincent, Dylan Hopkins coming in at quarterback. There's a lot of confidence in that group that they can not only compete in these games, but be in the mix to win some very competitive games, and maybe be in the mix to get 6, 7, 8 wins.
Yeah, I know in your previous gig, you followed the Lobos very closely, and then obviously in this one, as close as one human being possibly can. Last year, the problem was finishing games. A lot of first half leads.
Yeah,
and then those turned into losses.
Even beyond finishing in the fourth quarter, just the second half in general. The second half from the third quarter on was just a struggle. Yeah, especially when they got into conference. And that started with the offense. The offense just couldn't get drives beyond 3 and outs. The majority of the time in the third quarter, and that just killed any momentum they had in some games just completely fall out of it and not be in the mix come fourth quarter. So look, they got to start the game off right in the first quarter, but the second half is where I think where we need to focus. Okay, can they become a second half team? No matter what happens in the first half, can you be a second half team?
Right.
And play well, whether you're behind or ahead.
So you're standing right next to Coach G quite often.
Literally.
What's the mantra from camp all the way up to this coming Saturday.
I mean, just work your tail off. I mean, yeah, attitude, effort. I mean, it's been consistent since his first season. He's been preaching the same exact thing since his first season. And you've got guys that have stuck around all 4 of his years, and you've got guys that have stuck around 2-3 years that are buying into that, and they've seen how good this defense can be in years past. And now with what they hope is a very improved offense. Yeah, I mean, it's literally the message has been the same. You know, it's all about the basics. It's all about the fundamentals. And he's gotten one side of the ball on track these first 3 years. Can they turn it around on offense? That's where Bryant Vincent is taking over.
Sure.
And he's really, really hammering everything in, whether it's Dylan Hopkins, who's played with them for several years, or guys that have just joined forces with him, like Luke Weissong, or Andrew Erickson, the offensive lineman back, like CJ James, JC Davis, and the list goes on and on. It's a mixture of Coach G preaching the same stuff he's been preaching since day one, and then, yeah, this revamped offense, this re-energized offense with Bryant Vincent at the helm. Yeah, it's a mixture of both those things.
Who can you see as a player, kind of a dark horse player, that whether it's early in the season or throughout the season, it's going to emerge as a contributor to the Lobos
Yeah,
this year?
I think if they can get Bill, he likes to go by Bill. His actual name's Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He wears number 5. He's RB1 heading into the season. If they can get him rocking the way he's been looking in training camp, translate that onto the field to begin the season, I think he could be a breakout player, 100%. I think he could be newcomer of the year. He could be in the conversation of offensive player of the year if they really, really get him rocking. He's a touchdown waiting to happen. He's lightning. He's so fast, but he's elusive. He's big time. Yeah, that's of a lot of players that come to mind as dark horses and as underrated players going into the season. Yeah, I think Bill, number 5 in the backfield, definitely could be setting the tone.
All right, so prediction that Texas A&M Aggies barely squeak by the Lobos, and then the Lobos rattle off 10 straight wins. Is that what we're thinking here?
Well, so I think just focusing on non-conference first, they haven't been able to get by beyond their Power 5 opponent under Coach G. They haven't been able to string those other 3 wins.
Right.
Can you beat Texas Tech? I keep saying Texas Tech. Tennessee Tech, then New Mexico State, avenge last year's loss, and then go a long way to UMass? Can they get 3 wins in non-conference? That's going to be a huge indicator of how improved they are. And fortunately for Lobo fans, you saw UMass and New Mexico State go against each other in week 0. So the Lobos got some great film. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Watch that film and just from that game alone when that time comes to play State and UMass. Yeah, it's all about setting the tone in non-conference. And like we said, play a conference schedule that there's some teams that are trying to rebuild just as much as the Lobos. And they're in the same conversation when you talk about Hawaii, Nevada, and even UNLV, who have a new coach. Yeah, can you not only play a better second half, but finish strong and get some big wins at home, get some big wins on the road? It's all about setting the tone in non-conference and carrying it over into what's always a competitive Mountain West Conference.
Brandon Ortega, thank you so much for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend of the show. Where can all the loyal listeners, all the Lobo fans follow you and everything you're doing for Lobo football?
GoLobos.com. It has you covered on anything you want to know about Lobo football when it comes to tickets for the Tennessee Tech game and New Mexico State and beyond. And then all the social medias, UNM Lobo FB for Twitter, Instagram, UNM football on Facebook, and all the other social media pages we got. We're pumping out content every single day, and we're having a lot of fun. And I'm just so excited to be a part of their organization for the 2023 season.
When you get out of here, make sure you tell your lovely wife, and your wonderful kid, Uncle Van said hello.
You got it.
And go Lobos.
Big hugs, man. Love you, dudes.
Special guest when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by the
Bye, Brandon.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Catch you later.
Fair, September 7th through the 17th.
All the rodeo drama fit for the big screen is coming to you live from the New Mexico State Fair with the PRCA Rodeo and Extreme Bulls. We're talking the biggest bulls and all the live action you can handle. Premiering September 8th. Get your tickets at
Anne-Marie,
expoam.com. Presented by Chevron.
Special guest coming up this segment. And then NFL headlines 5:30. Another guest 5:45. And then Ned James 6 and 6:15. Varsity and Sushan.
Things moving slow northbound on I-25.
So NFL 5:30.
That last until Central. Westbound on Paseo, seeing more congestion starting at Jefferson. Those will last until Coors. Westbound in Alameda right now, things moving slow as you approach the river.
Join Folds of Honor for the 8th Annual Patriot Dinner, Friday, September 8th at the Athletic Convention Center. Their mission is to raise scholarship funds for families of fallen soldiers and first responders. Log on to newmexico.foldsofhonor.org for information.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Jim Rome Show.
James Harden wants a new team. It's not even news that Harden wants out of Philadelphia. What is news is his newest method of demanding a trade. Got to give this dude credit. No pro athlete has ever gotten as creative at quitting as James Harden. And yes, I'm very careful before I call a guy a quitter. It's essentially the worst thing you can say about an athlete. Except in this case, when the dude is an all-time elite quitter.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
CJ Bell Cello Grill. Isn't this place amazing?
Yes, the food is awesome.
All right, so how do you say the word? Gyro?
It's gyro.
No, I thought it was gyro.
Whatever it is, this gyro burrito looks so good. Thanks for bringing me here.
I am a great guy. Taking her to Cello Grill on National Gyro Day, buying her the Gyro Burrito, where the flavors of greasy New Mexico come together in harmony, just like us. Tortilla, rice, beans, gyro meat and cheese, topped with our choice of green chili or salsa. What would she do without me? I am an incredible person.
Oh, Randy, you're my hero.
Oh, stop. I'm just trying to make the world a better place.
Hello, Randy. I said, hand me a euro.
Right. Sorry. Buy a euro and get one free at Cello Grill on National Gyro Day this Friday. Cutler off San Mateo north of I-40 or CHELLOgrill.com. Visit our station website Friday at 9 a.m. and grab a $50 gift certificate to Cello for just $25. Don't miss this sweet deal. It's time to say hello to Cello.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you have, so it only makes sense that you protect and care for it. It's Jeff Symbieta, and I strongly suggest you call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They are the best because they offer more than detailing. Their ceramic coating and paint protection film can help you maintain your car and keep it looking new. No more water, dirt, and mud stains, and their protective layering helps prevent UV oxidation damage from the intense sun. And to top it off, they also offer window tinting services and a lifetime warranties available. Visit OTSDetailing.com for info. That's OTSDetailing.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're here so you can get a bigger boat. How so? We're the one-stop shop for metal, which means you can get any metal, cut to any size, ready real fast, saving you valuable time to convince your other half why a twin-engine center console makes sense for you and your entire family. Happy fishing, soldier. Metal Supermarkets. Markets.com.
Nachos!
Yeah, put that right.
Some great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just going to eat?
Yep.
We good to go?
Yeah, and we're coming back in 20 seconds.
Okay.
Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
The Duke City's home for sports.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a yes.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
And welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Two Men On is live from ABQ Axe, just a shade east on Osuna of San Mateo, having a blast. It's league night tonight.
How fun.
It's the championship. But don't worry, friends of the show. We saved you some aisles. We saved you some bays. We saved you some throwing lanes. There's plenty of axes to be thrown here at ABQX, and there's plenty of Red Door beers to be had. And I have one right in front of me, and so does my special guest, Melissa McHugh, the executive director of Mandy's Farm. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Van. I'm so excited to be here
Let's
today.
get that right on your
All
mouth.
right,
Sorry,
this
it's a little tricky. There
I'm
we
an
go.
amateur at radio.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm sure you're going to be great. You got a big personality, and you're a lot of fun. And I've always been absolutely enamored with what you guys do in the community. You do
you.
so many amazing things for so many amazing people. And a little behind the curtain stuff here on Two Men On. Before I went full-time for sports entertainment, I was in the social worker universe, and I worked with people with developmental disabilities and mental illness. And literally one of my favorite places in town to work with was you guys at Mandy's Farm. For the friends of the show who don't know who you are and what you guys do, explain what Mandy's Farm is.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what we aren't. People will call and confuse us with Maggie's Farm, the marijuana dispensary out of Colorado.
Oh, my goodness.
There are
Okay.
several phone calls that we get. So we are not to be confused with Maggie's Farm, but Mandy's Farm is a nonprofit organization, like you mentioned, in the South Valley, and we support adults and youth with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We serve about 200 folks every year. 10 years ago, when you and I first met, we were serving about 25. So we've really seen a demand in our programs. We have a variety of programs, a residential program, some employment programs where we're going to hopefully talk a little bit about today with Van, some community integration programs, and we have a big, robust agribility program now where we're teaching folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities how to grow their own food, tend the soil, and then have some great partnerships like Matucci's restaurant where we're growing some corn for them right now to be making
how
some
cool.
polenta. So really trying to embrace inclusivity and diversity, and a lot of exciting things to do at a beautiful property in the South Valley.
I mean, and you said one of my favorite keywords right there, inclusivity. And, integrating these people who should have the same access to any part of the Albuquerque and surrounding area community that me and you have.
Yep.
Because there used to be a stigma about, people with developmental disabilities, people with mental illness being integrated into society. But, I mean, we put a foot down decades ago, and then this inclusivity has been a mantra for a lot of great organizations such as Mandy's Farm, which you are the executive director of, Melissa. Can you talk about inclusivity and what it looks like in the Albuquerque community?
Yeah. So a great example is ABQX. We're here tonight. They are an inclusive employer that we are going to be recognizing along with 29 other organizations in the next couple months, where they hire and they've crafted positions for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities who have been viewed as being unemployable often by our community. And so the great folks here at ABQX have these targets that everybody's throwing axes at right now. And one of the things that's hard for them to keep up with is replacing the wood, repainting the targets, and that doesn't necessarily constitute a full-time job, but it's something that's taken some of the coaches here away from the players. And so ABQX employed folks that we support and have paid them minimum wage or higher to take on that responsibility to do that job. And that's a perfect example of inclusive employment, where we've created a skill, recognized somebody's ability, and it's been beneficial for the business and it's been beneficial for the individual.
And as far as like inclusive employment goes, it's not just plug and play. It's not like you guys have a contract with business X. You get to know the person, you get to know their dreams, what they really want to do in any given situation, and you work with them on that, and you tailor their program to their future employment.
Yeah, it's changing attitudes, right? So many people in our community have thought that people with disabilities don't have the special skills and tasks to work, but we gain so much from our employment, not just a paycheck. It's you've got passion for your sports radio. I have passion for helping people. I have friends that I work with. I create community. And so not just as an employment opportunity, but it also builds community within ourselves and within the Albuquerque area.
And you have no idea that like how important it is just to have, I mean, people complain about their jobs all the time, but what if you didn't have the availability to get a job? You weren't even considered for employment. How does that affect your personal life, your day to day?
Absolutely. So you introduced me as the executive director of Mandy's Farm. So that's my identity to so many. So you get tagged and you get kind of coupled with what you do as a job. And so if you don't have a job, I'm not Melissa who just likes to sit on the couch and watch Netflix on Friday nights. I've got other skills and talents. So it's really part of our identity and builds confidence, builds ego, and builds greater businesses and a stronger community, in my opinion.
Well, we got some great events coming up that Mandy Farm is hosting. But before we get into that, how do the friends of the show, how do the loyal listeners, how do they support Mandy's Farm in general?
So just learn about us, follow us. We've got lots of opportunities that we provide on our social media. mandysfarm.com is our website. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have lots of volunteer opportunities for people that want to come out and be around the animals, learn a little bit what we're doing, helping us in our farming areas. And then if you're an employer and you're interested on what inclusive employment might look like, and you have a need that you just haven't been able to solve at your business, call us up. We're skilled vocational facilitators, and we'd be happy to come and take a look and talk to you about their possibility of one of our employee candidates filling that gap.
Love that so very much. The Inclusive Business Celebration. Tell us about that.
Yes. So Councilwoman Pena 3 years ago started an inclusive employment initiative with the city of Albuquerque that they were going to be committed to finding opportunities for people with intellectual disabilities in the city. 2 departments within the city, the technology intervention, the technology program, and the Albuquerque Biopark has done a lot of internships with our folks. And so she's going to come and make some remarks, and we're going to celebrate, like I mentioned, the other 29 employers that have hired employees from Mandy's Farm and hear some great success stories about how they are valuable employees.
And shortly after that, your Harvest Festival.
Yes.
Is that going to be on the facility at Mandy's Farm?
It's coming back. We haven't had it since 2019. So COVID hit. We haven't had the Harvest Festival. We created it so you can come and see the property. It's an amazing 4 acres in the South Valley. We've got pumpkin patches, a haunted barn, pony rides, bouncy houses, face painting, so many really fun things. And it's all inclusive. So we've got regardless of your needs, your abilities, there's an activity and a place for everybody. Family friendly as well.
I used to love going out to the farm when I worked in the industry. It was my favorite thing to do. Whenever I'm looking for, new opportunities in my previous field, I was like, well, do they work at Mandy's Farm? Do they live at Mandy's Farm? If they do, that's a yes. I would love to have them as a client. Going out there and like hanging out with the baby goats and the horses, and it's just absolutely beautiful out there.
That is that's the best way for us to introduce donors to the farm, is come and cuddle with some baby goats, listen to what we do, and then I promise you'll leave having a vision of how you can help.
Okay, one more time. The Harvest Festival is when?
Harvest Festival, October 28th, 1 to 5 p.m. at 346 Clark Road. It's on our website. It's on our social media. come out and hang out and see what we do.
And the Inclusive Business Celebration.
October 20th at 11 a.m.
And they could find all of this at
www.mandysfarm.org.
and all of the social media.
All of the social media.
Melissa McHugh,
Awesome.
Executive Director at Mandy's Farm. Thank you so much for being you, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Van. I appreciate seeing you again and enjoy listening to you on the show. So keep up the great work.
When we get back, A. Marie's mandatory NFL headlines. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by.
Good job, guys.
The Beefy Crunch Burrito is back at Taco Bell thanks to rewards members who voted for it on the Taco Bell app. Filled with seasoned beef and flamin' hot burritos, it's as crunchy and beefy as it sounds and as delicious as a vote winner should be. Get one today at participating Taco Bell locations while supplies last.
Traffic right now, crash cleanup northbound on I-25, just north of San Mateo. We're seeing a lot of backups with that. Also in that same general area, southbound I-25 is moving slow as well. That's pretty typical for this time of afternoon. Westbound on I-40, you're going to see congestion starting around San Mateo. That's going to last until Coors. Headed west on Paseo right now between Jefferson and the river. Traffic moving slow there as well.
This report brought to you by Quality by DiLorenzo, Lomas, and Pennsylvania.
The hottest things this summer are the financing deals you'll find at Quality Buick GMC on Lomas through Labor Day. Save thousands with 2.49% financing OAC on all 2023 Buicks. Quality by DiLorenzo, qualitydeal.com.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
I'm Ed Egros here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Oregon State could be a dark horse in the Pac-12, and the BetQL model is backing them in their opener as double-digit favorites. Oregon State visits Utah State this Sunday as minus 16.5 favorites. BetQL has Oregon State minus 16.5 as a five-star best bet. They have this number at minus 30. I'm Ed Egros. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL and
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just going to eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no French. Oh, seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Ohana is Hawaiian for family, and at Albuquerque Ohana Removal Services, we treat you like family to make your family happy and safe. We haul away anything you don't need anymore. Appliances, trash, old and broken furniture, we can help. Call today, 505-544-8486. Whether you want to declutter or clean up, Albuquerque Ohana Removal can help. Call them today at 505-544-8486. Let our family help yours. Albuquerque Ohana Removal, 505-544-8486.
O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Weekends at the Downs has your favorite games, live music, great dining with 30 screens, and your game's on. Watch and wager on live and simulcast racing, karaoke Wednesdays, and be sure to check out the flea market and other Expo New Mexico events, only at Casino at the Downs. Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino is hiring, and some positions include a cash bonus. We're looking for great people for live racing in the casino as security, slot attendants, beverage and food servers, bar backs, and many more. Join the winning team. Visit abqdowns.com/careers for listings.
No one wants legal problems, but somehow, some way, they seem to find you. Where do you turn when you need help? For more than 40 years, Rudy Chavez has had the people of New Mexico's back. If you're facing a legal issue, you want to have Rudy's experience and compassion in your corner. Call the law offices of Rudy Chavez at 505-242-5500. That's 505-242-5500, or visit rudychavezlaw.com. Contact Rudy today and make your legal problems go away. Thursday on the opening drive, college football's regular season kicks off in earnest. What you need to know from Jerry Palm from CBS Sports and the
Mike is hot.
Roster moves. JJ Buck and I start the opening drive at 7 a.m.
Oh, that's a banger. Don't cut that off. Let's just keep it going. Oh, here we go.
Now,
just right into
mandatory
it. Okay,
NFL headline.
Jumping right in.
This is a packed show here on Two Men
no-
on the Sports Animal.
No station identification, know who we are, just NFL talk. We're going right into it.
Yes, except Van, it's a special mandatory NFL headlines for you here on Two Men on the Sports Animal.
Thank you.
I'm giving you one baseball headline that I've been dying to talk to you about.
Let's go.
And then it is mandatory NFL headlines the rest of the segment. But there was a shooting at a White Sox game.
I am aware, yes.
Happened after a woman hid a gun in her belly.
Okay. A
Not
lot
in
of questions here.
Okay.
A lot of questions. When you say in the belly, how did she get it in the belly?
So
Are
I
we
look
talking like a internal kind of prison purse situation? Are we talking like a flippy kind of fupa kind of thing? I don't understand. Help me understand.
Okay, so she reportedly snuck the gun and past the metal detectors, hiding it in the folds of her belly fat.
Okay, I mean,
Now, everyone has described it differently depending on what media source you're looking into, but that's majority of people are saying the folds of her belly fat.
oh my.
I don't know why she felt the need, but she did. But
I know why she felt the need. It's Chicago. It's the south side of Chicago. Of course she felt the need to have a gun.
Now, the shooting, obviously wasn't a good place to hold your gun because it was an accidental discharge. It grazed a woman and she was sent to the hospital.
So it didn't. So what? The gun fell out of her fupa and
Yeah.
landed on the ground and it fired a shot across the stadium and hit somebody. One person in the leg and another person in their belly.
Yeah. So
Or
one
the
across
person-
the.
Another
Yeah.
question. Follow-up questions. I got a lot of questions. We might never get to NFL talk. I
Oh,
have
we'll
so many
get
questions.
we'll get to it. I made them a little sports adjacent for you
The
today. You're very
person-
proud.
The person who got shot in the belly, was it the original gun holder who was hiding the
No.
gun in her belly?
No.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I love
No,
it so much.
it grazed a 42-year-old woman and a 42-year-old woman's leg and a 26-year-old woman's abdomen.
Yeah, exactly. The abdomen. Is that the original belly holder?
It grazed.
That
No. Oh, no.
See,
No.
you see where I'm going with this now.
No.
Did it discharge inside of her fupa? Like, what is going?
No. But
how did they hit the trigger?
and then the older authorities said the older woman was taken to a local hospital where she was in fair condition. Another one refused medical treatment. Why would you refuse medical treatment?
Well, I mean, congratulations to White Sox fans. After this idiot's incident, they're about to have the safest stadium in the history of the world. Congratulations. You have another 30 minutes of security to get in the stadium now.
What a weird... That's bizarre.
How do you sneak in a gun in your tum-tum?
I know.
They have metal detectors.
You know, and by other sources, I read it. I always try to read different media sources. My favorite is they didn't want to. She kept going off the met. They couldn't find it. So
they just let her through.
With some sources, I don't know. I don't know what to believe these days, but thought I would run that story by you.
Thank you very much. I haven't heard the developments until right now, live on air. This is my favorite story of the year. I'm writing this down.
Stay tuned.
Van's favorite story.
I interrupted my favorite segment with some baseball adjacent content. What about going on to the NFL, though? Continuing with some adjacent content for you today. Milwaukee bar to pay fans bar tabs every time Aaron Rodgers loses this NFL season. Now, before I get your comment, let me read you the rules.
Okay.
The rules for free drinks at Jack's American Pub in Milwaukee. You got to be 21 years old. You must start a tab 15 minutes before the Jets game and watch the entire game there. After the clock runs out, a Jets loss means the drinks are on the house. Here are the other rules. Rodgers must be starting.
Okay.
A new tab must be, I just said 15 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
And deal does not include food or top shelf liquor.
Okay.
And wait, this is my favorite one. Deal is not valid if the Jets are playing the same time as the Packers.
Okay, so I don't know the schedule, but at least a few times a year, you got a chance to win free booze if Aaron Rodgers loses.
I know.
Let me say, I love how petty this is.
Oh, it's so good.
It's the most petty NFL bar thing I've ever heard, short of praying for someone else's injury.
Brilliant marketing tool, too.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great if, like, the only game that they aren't lined up the same time as the Packers is, like, they're playing the Chiefs or something and you know they're going to lose? It's brilliant marketing.
Yes, and I know we have a guest coming up, but let's just my other headlines are going to be the Commanders have made it clear they're not going to be naming their team the Redskins, period. Not going to happen. Magic Johnson, new owner to the Washington Commanders, hinted there will be a new name, but just let you all know, don't get your hopes up. It's not going to be the Redskins.
Okay, so one weird native organization who is somehow weirdly affiliated with Donald Trump says they want the Redskins to come back and be the name of the Washington football team. This is one weird fringe group of people. This is not the overwhelming majority of people. There is no floodgates of people wanting the Redskins to come back. It's just you and one group of weird people out there. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you right now. When I say you, not you, A-Marie. You know who I'm talking to right now.
Yes.
You suck. Get over yourself.
Yes. So, I just thought those were the hard-hitting headlines. I have more, but I know we have to take a break because there's a wonderful guest coming up.
Okay, let's do a couple more.
Okay, let's do a couple more.
Can you cue the music back up? That music gets me so pumped.
I can cue the music real quick back up. So, going. We're just gonna start it over.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, I just love that more and more people are coming out to give their opinion about Trey Lance going to the Cowboys. Speaking of Washington Commanders or former Washington Redskin, what about, and former 49ers quarterback and former Chiefs, we can go down the list, Alex Smith, but in this title, he wants to be former 49ers quarterback, has empathy for Trey Lance. He believes in Brock Purdy. He's not a fluke. So why I wanted to bring this up, Van, is the direct quote by Alex Smith. I just felt like I have such empathy for Trey. I carried a lot of weight as a young professional for a lot of years, but I went to a team that had the number one pick for a reason. They weren't very good. So I had a lot of years to grow through that. Trey just didn't have that luxury.
Oh my.
Okay, Alex Smith.
That's a lot of mental gymnastics right there to come up with a compliment. Look, as you know, we're here at ABQ Axe today having a lot of fun. There's some lanes open. There's also going to be the league championship tonight. Of course, there's Red Door Brewing beer. And there's also friends of the show. And new friend of the show, Amy, says she also agrees with me, a lifelong Cowboys fan, that they need to trade Dak Prescott, accumulate more assets, i.e. a number one wide receiver, and run with Cooper Rush and let Trey Lance be the backup. This isn't just me. There is a collective of us. We're going to start a class action lawsuit against Jerry Jones, the Play Cooper Rush community.
Well, I believe a lot of Cowboy fans aren't against that. I just think what happens when you have a failed situation with a quarterback, and I'm not saying Dak Prescott's a total failure, but I think people think he has hit his ceiling. I think just as fans, you always get your hopes up, and then it doesn't work out. You're like, all right, let's move on. But then you're stubborn. You're like, no, Dak will do it. Dak will win. So I think Dallas Cowboys fan is split down the middle. I think Cooper Rush or Dak will win a Super Bowl.
Okay, go crazy, Cowboy Nation. You heard it right here first. Somebody eventually on the Cowboys will win a Super Bowl. Hot take, Amory.
Hot take.
All right, more NFL talk later in the program.
I got a good quarterback rule for Ned James coming up.
Love that. 6 o'clock, we got Ned James talking quarterbacks in the NFL. We're talking rookies. We're talking quarterbacks in new places. And we're talking about who's going to suck and who's going to be the offensive player of the year. We're here at ABQX, a shade east of San Mateo on Osuna. Let me tell you the deal of the century, Amory. Lunch special here. In between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Are those your normal lunch hours, I would hope? In between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock for $20 measly dollars. Pint of beer, order of wings, and you get to throw ninja stars for $20 right here at ABQX. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, that's a deal.
Friend of the show when we get back. 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored.
All right.
Mattress Firm. Score big on sleep and savings during Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable beds and get a $300 instant gift, good towards pillows and more.
Traffic right now, still dealing with several slow spots here in town. Northbound on I-25, we've got crash cleanup continuing. It's near San Antonio, and you're going to see slowdowns at this point going back to Osuna, so to be aware of that. Westbound on Paseo right now between I-25 and the river. Traffic continuing to move slow there. Still dealing with congestion westbound on I-40. That's going to start around Carlisle. It'll last until Coors. Montano westbound between Rio Grande and Coors. Traffic moving slow there as well. Clark's Pet Emporium reminds you that just 10 minutes in a parked car at 85 degrees, even with the windows cracked, can be deadly for your pet. Obviously, some days are even hotter. Clark's Pet Emporium has loved pets and their owners for 50 years. Clark's on Lomas, west of San Mateo, Manoa at Wantabo, and at clarkspets.com. This report is sponsored by Clark's Pet Emporium. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Celebrate Cherry Fridays with the Sports Animal. Every Friday before a home game, we're turning the town cherry. Need new Lobo gear? The Sports Animal's got you. Join the Sports Animal for a t-shirt raid in the parking lot of one Albertsons somewhere in the city. Get your Lobo gear and home game tickets while supplies last.
Join us from the parking lot of the Albertsons on Wantabo and Candelaria this Friday at 8 a.m. while shirts and tickets last.
Get there quick and help us paint the town cherry. From 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is it, gang. Cumulus Media's Spirits Week is finally here. All week long, we're highlighting our incredible New Mexico distilleries, one every day with awesome deals just for you. Today, it's Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery, home of the Silver King Vodka, the most award-winning and recognized vodka in the state. Their bar and restaurant has over 300 seats, 2 pet-friendly patios, and views you won't find anywhere else. Deep in the mountains of northern New Mexico, Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery sits at 8,750 feet in elevation, which means everything they brew and distill is created with the fresh, pure waters of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Their bar and restaurant has over 300 seats, 2 pet-friendly patios, and views you won't find anywhere else. Open every day with high-quality food and drinks, so drop by, hang with the friends, and enjoy live music when the sun goes down. Visit our station website today from 9 a.m. till they sell out and grab a $50 gift certificate to Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery for just $25. Don't miss today's Spirits Week deal from Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery.
It's time for football, and you can kick off the season with the Frank Supply annual tailgate event this Thursday. Join me, Jeff Symbieta, Thursday, 11 to 1 at the tailgate sale at Frank Supply. There'll be lots of deals, and you don't want to miss it. Frank Supply, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with the insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what you don't hear much is about the results. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Multi-state settlements. Carlos Urbi Espinosa is the managing attorney,
2711 Carlisle Boulevard, Northeast Albuquerque.
Nathan's Hot Dogs are back at Blake's. The new larger lot of dogs are made with 100% premium beef with no fillers.
We have one more minute.
Carne and cheese. You asked and they listen. Available for a limited time at Blake's Lottaburger.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/.
Here you guys go.
Come armchair quarterback with the opening drive. Weekday mornings starting at 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. We are live from ABQ Axe, just a shade east of San Mateo on Osuna, having a lot of fun with it. The league championship is about to start right now. This is bonkers. Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir.
Woo! Let's get that tiny bit closer to your mouth right
there. We
there.
go, yep.
Who we got sitting in with us right now?
Hello, it's Jonathan Andrews.
Jonathan, hey, why did you scare off Dodo? Owner-operator.
Turn up his volume.
Owner-operator of ABQ Axe, Diana Dodo Montoya, is like, I can't come on right now. I got to start the leagues, and just hands the headset right to you.
Threw me into the mix. I don't know, right? So
luckily for us, you are a frequent contributor on this program because you work with an absolutely amazing cause here at ABQ Axe.
I do, yes. Axes for Hope. We put on an event on Memorial Day here at ABQ Axe. It was a great event. We had a lot of people come out. We're really thankful for Dodo and ABQ Axe for having us on the schedule.
So I love being here. I love doing the shows from here, and you can often find me here when I'm just not hanging out. Like we do the show. We come do charity events, and then, also, I mean, this is an awesome place for date night, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just all professional axe throwers here. We got a bunch of first timers. Like we got the league championship about to go down right now. And then on the other side, we got a lot of just newbies over here just learning their way around.
Learning to throw an axe, throwing some throwing stars, ninja stars out here, having some chicken wings, and having a few beers out here. Yeah, it's all good.
The hatchet wings are fantastic. They got some regular buffalo, some dry rub, fries, a lot of good snacks here, but most importantly, Red Door beer.
Absolutely. The beer is so good. You got to come try it.
You got a favorite Red Door beer here?
I like all their IPAs. I'm an IPA fan. I like it hoppy, so if they have the New England or the West Coast, I like both of those. Definitely good.
Strong work. How are you feeling about your Alabama football squad this year?
Ooh, it's going to be a year. We got to take down Georgia. That's the one goal. Focus on the goal.
Okay, just Georgia? You're just going to skim right past
everybody else.
Texas A&M, going to skim past everyone? It's just you and
I'm
Georgia?
You, I don't coach with Saban. I don't play for Saban. I can skip everything else and just focus on Georgia.
No fear of these hippie West Coast teams like USC and Caleb Williams?
Not too much, no.
It's just Alabama or Georgia?
Follow the process. Follow the process.
Yes.
That's all you got to do.
Let's talk a little bit about your axe throwing journey. When did you get into the sport, and what attracts you to the sport?
I started just before COVID hit in January of 2020. In 2019, my wife and I would come out for date night. We'd throw a few axes, have a few beers, hang out. Kind of got recruited into the axe throwing leagues. They invited us to come join. And I've been throwing ever since. I just take the summers off to hang out with the kids, do some traveling, do some fun stuff like that. But most nights you can still find me hanging out down here somewhere.
So you're a passionate axe thrower. I mean, you got a day job, you got to work and stuff. I mean, you take care of your family, but that's not the only thing you got going on. As you are a passionate representative of the Prader-Willi Syndrome Foundation.
Exactly.
Can you tell the friends of the show a little bit about that?
Absolutely. My third son, Christopher, was born in 2017, and he was immediately diagnosed with Prader-Willi syndrome, something I'd never heard of before. It's a very rare syndrome. 1 in like 15,000 children are born with it. It doesn't discriminate on race. It doesn't discriminate on where you live or how old the parents are. Random act that happens. And we got hitched up with the Prader-Willi Association of the USA pretty early on. They helped us through those first hard couple days when we were in the NICU. And now it's my turn to try and give back. They've been helping us ever since. I try and do some speaking for them, raising some money for the association so they can help other people who get diagnosed with Prader-Willi.
So how do the loyal listeners, how do the friends of the show, how does the sports animals, how do they help the Prader-Willi Syndrome Association?
Great to hear. Yes. So we have a website. It's pwsanm.org. That's the Prader-Willi Syndrome Association of New Mexico. You can go there. There's a donate now button at the top, or you can go to pwsausa.org and donate directly to the foundation's headquarters.
All right, so to support here locally, pwsanm.org.
Yes, sir. That's it.
That's the one. All right, any big predictions for the league championship tonight?
Ooh, I'd say H-Bomb is our odds-on leader, but there's always a chance of a dark horse coming up. Fire Dog or the Witcher. They all have great names down
These
here.
are great nicknames.
Yes,
I love this so much.
But it's going to be a battle. Dodo's definitely in it too. So if Dodo can throw well, she's going to be right there at the top as well. So.
Talking about Dodo, Diana Montoya, owner-operator here of ABQ Axe, who just, as fast as one human being can run, just ran away from the microphone when it was her turn to be on. But thanks for you, Jonathan, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. It's great. Yeah, and everybody should come check out the leagues. Come down here and sign up for a league.
pwsanm.org. Help your local community. Thanks for being a part of the program today.
That's it.
When we get back, the quarterback whisperer himself, Lobo legend Ned James. We're talking NFL quarterbacks when we get back here. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Clear.
Traffic right now. We're still dealing with several slow spots here in town. Southbound I-25, as you approach Osuna, you're going to run into slowdowns. Those are going to last until Montgomery. Westbound on I-40, still moving really slow between Carlisle and Coors. Let's see, Paseo westbound right now, I-25 to the river. Traffic moving slow there. A little bit of good news north of the city, I-25 between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Traffic moving up to speed in both directions. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is it, gang. Cumulus Media's Spirits Week is finally here. All week long, we're highlighting our incredible New Mexico distilleries, one every day with awesome deals just for you. Today, it's Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery, home of the Silver King Vodka, the most award-winning and recognized vodka in the state. Their bar and restaurant has over 300 seats, 2 pet-friendly patios, and views you won't find anywhere else. Deep in the mountains of northern New Mexico, Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery sits at 8,750 feet in elevation, which means everything they brew and distill is created with the fresh, pure waters of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Their bar and restaurant has over 300 seats, 2 pet-friendly patios, and views you won't find anywhere else. Open every day with high-quality food and drinks, so drop by, hang with the friends, and enjoy live music when the sun goes down. Visit our station website today from 9 a.m. till they sell out and grab a $50 gift certificate to Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery for just $25. Don't miss today's Spirits Week deal from Red River Brewing Co. and Distillery.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby.
Hey,
What's
Marie,
the worst that could happen? You get pulled.
I've been texting with him. I'm telling him to call now.
Okay.
You lose your license. They total your car. You kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
O'Reilly. Do you need new wiper blades but aren't sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you the best options for your specific vehicle and even install your new wipers for free. And right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Now betting for the sports animal. Your
Ned's ready.
number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo.
Ned's ready.
Is 2 men on with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
You know, this song you can get a paper cut to.
2 hours in the books. 1 to go. Having a blast here out at ABQX. This season's league championship is about to start right now. There's going to be a lot of hooting and hollering and banging very shortly here at ABQX. Come get your Red Door beer. Come get some delicious food and drink. Come have some fun with the boys. And this atmosphere is about to be very electric. And I'm really excited to have this in the background while we're doing the program. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. All right, Amory, you ready?
I'm so excited.
We got 30 straight minutes of NFL quarterback talk with our NFL insider, our contributor, the quarterback whisperer himself, Ned James. What's happening, my dude?
Hey, what's happening? Thanks for having me on. Glad to be here. Glad to finally be back in the bouquet.
Ned, you've been
all
gone,
over the place
man.
this summer, man.
Every time Ned has texted me this summer, he is somewhere.
I'm glad to be back here, though. Now.
Let's talk about some of your adventures during the summer, because you wear a lot of hats. Like, what all did you get yourself into?
Well, you know, my daughters, you know, when you have a daughter, you got to move them. And
sure.
I don't like this place. I got to move to another place. And so I was in Tennessee and in Atlanta, you know, moving my daughter, goes to Emory down there. And then, you know, I got a chance to go to this Hall of Fame banquet. I saw Javon Curse this summer. He invites me to the Hall of Fame banquet. So I'm there with Warren Moon, who I coached in Seattle, who it was just great to reconnect with the Moon Man. And then, you know, with the California, got to go down to Costa Mesa with my buddy Anthony Miller, who's go to the Hall of Fame with the Chargers, and kind of hang out with the Chargers, and Tom Telesco, the GM there, who was a scout at one time. I can't believe I'm so old. These scouts he's been a GM 10 years. I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing all the gray in my hair now. And then got a chance to watch the Saints and Mickey Loomis, who I worked with up in Seattle, the GM down in New Orleans. They kind of practiced with the Chargers, so got to see Derek Carr and Jameis Winston and Justin Herbert and Dugan and all those guys practice a little bit. So it's been fun. it's been the quarterback summer, so it's been fun catching up with football guys.
A hot boy QB summer for Ned.
Oh.
Thanks for joining again, man. We love picking your brain on NFL talk. You know, former quarterback, NFL coach. You're about as active in the game as anyone I know. Can we start, before we go to the NFL, can we talk a little Lobos first? What do you think about this Dylan Hopkins kid?
Oh, he's a real deal. Now, he's an East Tennessee kid, so it's been fun talking to him and DC Tapscott because they're, you know, I got some friends in Franklin, Tennessee. He went to Father Ryan, a Catholic school there, and all the Catholic school guys are calling me saying they think this DC Tapscott. But Dylan Hopkins is going to be the starter. He's done a really good job. He's a really effective and efficient QB manager. I mean, he manages the game. He doesn't have the great talent that we saw with Terry Wilson, but he's really good at managing. I think people are going to like this offense with Brian Vincent with the check with me stuff that he does, and he puts a lot of it on the quarterback and the multiple formations and shifts and motions. And I'm telling you, it's a really efficient offensive system and scheme. You know, we might be a little outmatched physically with this Texas A&M bunch, but I like how things look as far as how the game is managed. May have a little bit of a depth issue, but you know, I see some talent there, and I'm interested to see once we get into the thick of it how this offense goes and how this team plays because you know, it's Danny's show now. You know, he's not here. You know, it was the Rocky Long umbrella. He was kind of under Rocky a little bit while Rocky was here being the defensive coordinator. Now it's kind of his show. It's kind of his defense, and we're going to see if they can be efficient defensively because I think they'll be a little more efficient offensively this year.
So, Dylan, to me, like one thing I don't really do is historically, friends and especially teachers will know this, is homework. But I did my homework a little bit on Dylan, and he looks like a dude. He looks like a quarterback. He looks like a guy who knows what he's doing. And we haven't had consistent quarterback play here for quite some time. Is this the piece that can gel an offense for Coach G?
Well, he's got the pedigree. You know, he won in high school, won 2 state championships in high school, Marysville, down there at the big school in East Tennessee. I mean, so he comes from good stock. He won at UAB. You know, he's not the athlete you would like to see. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. But boy, is he sharp. I mean, boy, does he and Brian Vincent, you know, they're on the same page. I mean, they know, you know, what each other is thinking. And that's why I think they switched the staff around a little bit this summer to make sure that he was the guy, the only voice in Dylan's ear. They moved Heath from quarterbacks to running backs. And then so I think Brian Vincent just really wanted to have that communication with the quarterback, which I think is important with the coordinator. And, you know, just watching him at practice, just watching him, you know, with the group of guys. And I like this offensive line a little bit better than they do. They don't like them as much as I do. And I think that's where it's won. It's won in the trenches, and we'll see how it goes.
From Lobo football to NFL football, let's start with the rookies. So I want to hear what you think about these rookies who are going to end up starting this year. And let's start with the number 1 overall pick. You have strong feelings about Kyler Murray. This kid is even shorter than Kyler Murray. Can he keep up with the pace of play at NFL? Is his height going to matter that much? What are your thoughts on Bryce Young?
Well, it's going to be tough. You know, when you have a young quarterback, the most important thing, in my opinion, is you can't get him hit. That's what happened with Peyton Manning. When Peyton Manning was in Indianapolis, what really helped him his rookie year was, and I talked to Howard Muddy, who was the offensive line coach, and he was philosophically, he felt that way. And I worked with him in Seattle, and he was always like, once they get hit, you know, once they get beaten as puppies, they always bite. You know, you can't get them out of it. You know, it's tough to get them out of it. And so when guys get shell shocked, when they get hit a bunch, when they're young quarterbacks, they never really rebound from it. I think David Carr had that problem down in Houston when he was drafted down there, number 1. He just got beat up that first year, and he never really rebounded from it. So you want to be careful with these young quarterbacks when you stick them in there, because once you start taking them licks in the NFL, I mean, you can be gun shy real quick, and it's hard to rebound from it. So I think it's going to be tough down there. I don't know what kind of defense they have down in Carolina, because I always start with the defense because you want to, you know, you don't want to have to throw the ball. You don't want to have to win the game with the rookie quarterback. So and that's where Bill Belichick was so efficient in New England with the Patriots before when he had Mac Jones, was because he was able to just control the game on the defensive side, and Mac Jones got him into the playoffs. But it's going to be tough for these young guys when it comes to trying to live up to the standard that they have in the NFL for top tier quarterbacks. When you're a first year guy, it's just really, really hard to break into that group of guys who can get to the playoffs in your first year.
I mean, in the history of the NFL, only 2 quarterbacks under 6 foot have won Super Bowl. I mean, that's Drew Brees and Russell Wilson, and they're just a shade under 6 foot. So we're going to see a real test from Bryce Young if he can hang at this speed with these athletes in the NFL. I mean, let's go straight to the number 2 pick, C.J. Stroud. And it seems like he's got everything below the neck that you need, but I'm not sure if he has everything above his shoulders that a successful NFL quarterback needs. What are your thoughts on C.J. Stroud?
Well, it's not neuroscience. It's not neurosurgery. He's not doing a medical procedure out there. He's playing football. So I don't know, the whole above the neck thing, it can be a little bit distorted in the NFL. I think, when you have young guys, the talent, in the maturity part of it, you guys really have to grow up fast. And when you're starting a rookie, you just don't want to get him hit. You want to have a defensive philosophy, and he's got DeMeco Ryans as the defensive coach. You just want to run the ball and play defense and then play great special teams. And that's what they're going to try to do in Houston. They're not going to put too much on him, I'm hoping. And it's no different than Bryce Young. I mean, the height thing, the metrics and the measurements, those are all disputed. It's just like the intellectual stuff. I mean, we would have all Ivy League, Harvard guys playing quarterback if it was an intellectual thing. So, it's just one of those things where, it just has to mesh all together, the chemistry of it with the team. A lot of these guys have first-year coaches. They're young coaches. They're eager. But, I mean, some of them will have time. These 2 new coaches will have time. So, I mean, if they're not really worried about losing their jobs, they really should be patient with these young guys and just, try to play good, sound defensive and offensive football and not try to give them too much too early.
As far as raw talent goes, if you want to just draw a modern football player, a modern quarterback, my guy is Anthony Richardson. Do you think he's in a horrible situation that's going to hold him back, or does he have the skill set that's going to translate to be an NFL quarterback?
Well, they're trying to use the Jalen Hurts model. They're trying to they brought the offensive coordinator from Philadelphia to Indianapolis to put that model in. That's why he got that job. Now, and A. Marie knows this about me better because I say it all the time. I don't believe you win on offense. I believe you sell tickets, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell some wolf tickets with this kid, who's only played 13 games in college and barely won most of those guys that barely had a passing, percentage. And they're putting all their hopes on this guy. But, you sell tickets on offense, you win games on defense, you win championships on special teams. And I don't believe they have that infrastructure there in Indianapolis quite yet. We'll have to wait and see, what happens, because it just seems with this owner behaving the way he is with calling out players and, the situation with the running back was kind of unnecessary with, as far as taking verbal jabs at each other from the business standpoint on contracts, in the media. I just think that they should, if we don't know what they're going to be like defensively and on special teams, we'll have to wait and see because this quarterback's in for a rude awakening, despite his measurements. When I say the prototypical quarterback, I think of Carson Palmer. And with the Cincinnati Bengals, you want a 6'5" Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, who plays in the pocket. And I'm with the stiffs. Me and JJ are kind of having this little contest. He's picking all the RPO guys.
Yep.
I'm picking all the stiffs. And we're going to see who wins the most games because the pocket passer and the game is evolving to more of the RPO stuff like the Patrick Mahomes and the Jalen Hurts. But the stiffs are going to have something to say too with guys who play from the pocket and the Burrows and those guys who don't really run a lot and how they play the quarterback position and how many games they win.
Ned, I have a question for you. I know we're focusing primarily on quarterbacks, but I think this is a very important question when it comes to the quarterback. So all offseason, we've been dealing with people saying that the running back position isn't valuable anymore, which I think that the running back is still very important. I think it helps relieve some pressure. Like Anthony Richardson could use Jonathan Taylor, obviously, this season, just as a rookie quarterback. But in general, what do you think about this whole nonsense with the running back position isn't important?
And I think you're exactly right. It's nonsense. I think, when it comes to the business part of it, everybody's got their opinions. Everybody's got, a say in what they think is valuable and what's invaluable. But, I always refer back to Bill Belichick. He understands how the salary cap works. You can't pay everybody. And, you got to pay the more valuable players. Sure. But you run up against the cap sometimes. And I think that's what happened in Indianapolis. They're running up against the cap. But, don't put your business out in the streets. The owner didn't have to come out and talk about, hey, the guy wants to, you just work behind the scenes. And there's ways to pay running backs. You just have to, you have to be creative. I mean, don't buy Beatles memorabilia and don't give $27 million to a guy who's retired. You give a guy $27 million, Andrew Luck, who's sitting at home, and then you say you don't have the money. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But running back is important. Wait till November. I always tell the old Mike Vitale, I used to tell him all the time, winter is coming. You better pack a running game, because if you don't have a running game in November, you're not winning any games. You're not winning up in Cleveland. You're not winning in Baltimore and Pittsburgh and Green Bay and those places if you can't run the ball. So, this whole idea that the quarterback is that valuable, the worst athlete on the team next to the kicker and the punter are some of these stiffs that stand in the pocket. You can't really say that you should pay those guys, and they're that valuable as far as how much money they make compared to the most athletic guys on the field, which are probably the running backs.
Ned, let's close out our rookie roundtable. We talked about Bryce Young. We talked about C.J. Stroud. We talked about Anthony Richardson. For my money, the guy who performed the best out of any rookie in the preseason is Raiders backup Aiden O'Connell. Did you get your eyes on this kid?
No, I didn't see Aiden O'Connell, and neither will you, because he probably won't ever play as long as the quarterback they have down there, Jimmy Garoppolo, is making the kind of cheese and cheddar that he's making at quarterback. You better believe he better be in there playing. So that's just, there's some young guys who are going to come and show out in the preseason, but it's the preseason. But the greatest day in sports is coming up. It's called opening day in the NFL, and that's when the real bullets start flying.
And we're going to talk NFL quarterbacks. We went through our rookies. I want to talk about change of scenery quarterbacks when we get back. Ned James joins us talking NFL. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by the Albuquerque
Clear
Journal and Business Outlook. When you need local answers, the most reliable.
No, it's so weird.
I'm trying to
Safety, jobs, taxes.
I don't
enunciate better.
I don't know what to do.
Subscribe.
Wait, I lost Ned. Hold on.
No, it happens. It happens every
With traffic
time
right
that
now.
we have
Things
a
are moving
caller
a
on
whole lot
Comrade.
better here in the metro, but we are still dealing with some slow spots. Westbound on I-40 right now between the interchange and Coors continues to move slow. Also still seeing slowdowns I-25 southbound. Those are going to start at Osuna. They'll last until Montgomery, and headed west on Paseo right now between Jefferson and the river, dealing with some slowdowns there also.
Join Folds of Honor for the 8th Annual Patriot Dinner, Friday, September 8th at the Isleta Convention Center. Their mission is to raise scholarship funds for families of fallen soldiers and first responders. Log on to newmexico.foldsofhonor.org for information.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Jim Rome Show.
Purdy cleared to practice without restriction. Very good news for the 49ers. Not so good for Trey Lance. So where does that leave them? Purdy, of course, suffered a significant injury in the NFC Championship game, had surgery, fought his way back. Is the job his or not? Seems to be a no-brainer. Unless he re-tears his UCL between now and the start of the year, it's absolutely his job, regardless of what they gave up to get Trey Lance.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new, lower car insurance rates in New Mexico, so you can get the service and convenience of State Farm agent Art Sandoval at an even better price. That's right. State Farm can help you save more cash and get the good neighbor service you deserve. Art Sandoval is ready to help you save in Albuquerque. Call Art today at 338-0300. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
School on! Save on!
I don't get why. Ned's here. I'm trying to figure out how we could get an echo for you.
Save on notebooks, pens, and all the essentials. Priced low and still in stock. And right now at Staples, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only...
It's just for me in my...
Notebooks are just 35 cents each. School on, save on at Staples, where school savings are always in session. Ends 9/16. In-store only, limit 30.
Eric Strauss here. My front door was beat up, old, and...
It doesn't come through on
No,
the
no,
radio.
it
doesn't come
doesn't.
through on
color.
the internet,
So
but I
when
can
you...
hear it.
Everybody who drives...
If we took you out of mono...
Don't
Clean,
mess with it
thoughtful,
now.
and they-
I
can
won't,
do
I
one
won't.
more segment.
Detail.
But I'm just saying, I'm going to figure it out.
Cool.
Painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Because you have to talk to Josh on the phone.
Pro.com. That's Certa with the C.
Yeah,
for
we've
your
always dealt
home
with
or
that too.
business.
New Mexico Sports Authority, 95.9
Mike is hot.
AM 610, the sports animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. The ABQ Axe Championship battle just started. 5505 Osuna. Do I sound like I've had a Red Door beer? I just finished my first Red Door beer, Avery. I'm getting excited for some axe throwing, not going to lie.
Awesome.
Joined back on the program, our NFL insider and quarterback whisperer, Ned James. We're talking about changes of scenery quarterbacks now, right here on 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. All right, let's talk about with the eyeliner king himself, either Derek or David Carr. I'm never sure which one he is in New Orleans now. How do you think he's going to fare with the change of scenery?
He just looked little to me. That's what I was telling JJ when I was calling back because I was at camp. I was trying to do a little segment with him from camp, and he's just small. He holds on to the ball a lot, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the change of scenery, it's going to be no different for him than it will be for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they're both going to defensive coaches. They're both playing, for the first time on teams the way that they've been connected to other teams before. And now they're playing for a different franchise. It'll be interesting to see. It's always tied to the relationship between the head coach and the quarterback. So whichever way that goes, if that gets a little wonky, then you're going to see a little bit of a decline with those guys. But everybody's kind of anticipating that everything's going to be warm and fuzzy because they're in new digs. But a lot of times that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one, and he needed to get out of Vegas desperately. I mean, you know how big a disaster that organization is. The turnover, the storylines, it's hard to do. But to me, Derek Carr is Kirk Cousins and eyeliner. He's a middle-of-the-road guy. He can do what you need to do. If you fill him, you surround him with fantastic weapons and a really good coach and defense, you can do what you need to do. But beyond that, not so much.
Well, I mean, everybody thinks the quarterback is Superman. I'm not one of those guys. I think you got to have, everybody's got to have some great players around them, and you got to play good defense, and you got to play great special teams, and the only number that really matters is how much do you win, and the whole concept of a bad organization the Bengals have been in the championship game in the Super Bowl, and that's the worst organization in my mind in the NFL. Even over the Cardinals and other teams that people think are bad, like Detroit. You can win in that league because there's a salary cap, and everybody's playing on the same level playing field, unless you're cheating in New England.
All right, let's talk about the big story. 4-time NFL MVP goes to the New Jersey Jets. He's on Hard Knocks. Every light, every microphone is in his face. How does Aaron Rodgers do in his new situation?
Who is that?
I love you, Ned James.
I'm just letting you know right now, every team in the NFL is going to say, who are you?
I don't even know who you are.
What's your name? Who are you? You don't even know who you are. Nobody knows who you are, old man. He's like the old guy at the club who thinks that he's still hip. Okay, Aaron, you got to win some games, my man. You're in the AFC East now. You're not in Green Bay anymore, Dorothy. You're going to have to try to win some games in a different conference. So it was fascinating watching him on that Hard Knocks the other night. Talk about how, he almost spoke as if he was just regal and royalty. These boys ain't playing that, and you haven't been in that AFC East. You've been in the NFC North. They may know you over there. You've got your, you built your bones over there, but now you got to build your bones in the East, and you're gonna be playing in some weather, brother. And that East Coast media ain't like the media in Green Bay. So get ready, buckle up.
So I think the connection with him and Garrett Wilson is going to be very real. I mean, he can throw to anybody. Basically, everyone throughout Aaron Rodgers' career who's not named Devontae Adams, he made better. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is talented enough to take any four dudes and make them better?
He's an experienced game caller, so that team is going to benefit greatly from a veteran who can really call the game. Now, it's a game that that's really been beneficial to quarterbacks because of the rule changes that you can't touch them. And so from that standpoint, he will win. And when I text CJ Beathard every week, I always tell him be ready for 2 minutes because he's going in for the guy down in Jacksonville. I can't think of his name right now, the quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. He's the backup to Trevor Lawrence. But I said the game is won in the 2 minutes at the end of the half and at the end of the game. And so you always need to be ready for that. And Aaron's a master at that. And those veteran quarterbacks are just masters at manipulating the clock and the game when it comes down to the end, just like how Patrick Mahomes was able to beat out the quarterback at Buffalo. It's always those last, 2 minutes because the games in the NFL are really plus or minus 7 to 10 points. So it's always going to be close at the end. But how well you manage that 2 minute, where Aaron is an expert at, is pretty much how most teams win. That's why these younger quarterbacks really struggle. But the RPO game has really changed the way the game is played now. So we're just seeing a different style of play, and I'm just curious to see how those RPO guys do as the game has been changing with them running the ball a little bit more.
Ned James, quarterback and NFL coach, joining us on the program. We don't even need to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Boom, we'll get rid of him. We don't need to talk about Jalen Hurts. Boom, we'll get rid of him. Don't need to talk about Joe Burrow. Boom, we'll get rid of him. Don't need to talk about Josh Allen. Boom, we'll get rid of him. Don't need to talk about Justin Herbert. Boom, we'll get rid of him. Ned James, do you have your eyes on somebody this season who's going to take the next leap and be part of the elite quarterback club?
I bet I can guess this answer.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say Jared Goff because I don't know what you expected me to say. But I've just always liked – I've always liked – that's why JJ and I are having this little contest because he's picking the RPO guys and I'm picking all the stiffs.
Hey,
he's going to pick
Goff
5
guy.
RPO guys and I'm going to pick 5 stiffs. And we're going to see who wins the most games because
I love it.
You gotta, when you're talking about stiffs, you could say a lot of people think highly of O'Connell and Cousins in Minnesota. That's a stiff.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't say much about Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. They think this Mac Jones. In New England, they're winning with a guy who I think is most average of all quarterbacks. It's guys like that, these guys that play in the pocket, what are we gonna see? Are we gonna see the end of this era where there's no longer going to be any guys who are 6'4" that can't run, that stay in the pocket, or are these RPO guys going to take over? So that's where we're at, and it'll be interesting to see who JJ picks as his.
Did you ask about Dak?
Guys, because the stiffs, you got your Burrows, you got your Herberts, you got your Jared Goffs, you got your Derek Carr. These guys can't run. These guys are going to be in the pocket. You know where they're going to be. Can these guys get to a championship game? I even gave him Patrick Mahomes. I said, hey, let's go, set hike. Let's see who can win. Let's see if the old man era can trump the young man era. Yeah. Because, these quarterbacks, I mean, they tier them, but they're tiering them based on how many games they win. And I don't believe you win. I believe you win with good defense and special teams. That's just me. But, it's interesting because when people talk about the Aaron Rodgers and they talk about the Patrick Mahomes and the Herberts and all these guys and Josh Allen, they're talking about wins. And so we got to see if the RPO game, if the running quarterback like Josh and Patrick can still beat out these big stiffs like Herbert and, Trevor Lawrence, all these big guys are going to try to play. They're going to try to play these guys from the pocket and see how, who wins. The game goes in cycles. So we may be in a different era now with these RPO guys.
All right, Ned, one more question for you before you let you go. By the way, thank you for joining us today. We love when you contribute to the program. You're an absolute wealth of knowledge and experience we love so much. My last question. This started off as a joke on the program because I'm a ginger. But I really think that the Dallas Cowboys need to trade Dak Prescott and get another number one wide receiver and give Cooper Rush the keys to the Porsche and then take that to the Super Bowl. And then our boy Cooper, our ginger savior, is the first redhead to win a Super Bowl in the history of quarterbacks. Am I wrong?
If there was any time to do it, now's the time because they're good on defense. So the quarterback's not as valuable or not. But Dak Prescott wins playoff games. You think Cooper Rush can win a playoff game? If you think he can win a playoff game, you can do the trade. But if you don't think he can win a playoff game, you got to stick with Dak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that far apart on talent or ability. And
hey, they have Trey Lance now too.
Exactly, he'd be a great backup to Cooper Rush.
Ned James, I doubt that will work.
Ned James, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you all NFL season. Thanks for being a friend, and thanks for being a friend of the show.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a great show. Great show, guys.
When we get back, more NFL talk. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Celebrate Cherry Fridays with the Sports Animal.
Clear.
Every Friday before a home game, we're turning the town cherry. Need new Lobo gear? The Sports Animal's got you. Join the Sports Animal for a t-shirt raid in the parking lot of one Albertsons somewhere in the city. Get your Lobo gear and home game tickets while supplies last.
Join us from the parking lot of the Albertsons on Juan Tabo and Candelaria this Friday at 8 a.m. while shirts and tickets last.
Get there quick and help us paint the town cherry from 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
New Mexico has an attractive home football schedule this season, featuring in-state rival New Mexico State on September 16th, as well as conference opponents UNLV and Hawaii. Right now, when you purchase single game tickets to any game for as low as $16, you will receive 50% off the single game price for the home opener versus Tennessee Tech on September 9th. That's any game and receive Tennessee Tech at half off. That's a crazy deal, but don't wait. Tickets will go fast. Visit golobos.com/tickets to get yours today.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Subaru is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Subarus arriving daily, you're going to love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Subaru from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestasubaru.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're here so you can get a bigger boat. How so? We're the one-stop shop for metal, which means you can get any metal, cut to any size, ready real fast. saving you valuable time to convince your other half why a twin-engine center console makes sense for you and your entire family. Happy fishing, soldier. Metal Supermarkets. Order online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just going to eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no Franks. What, seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
We have 3 more minutes.
And kick off the season with the tailgate sale at Frank's Supply this Thursday, August 31st. Make your tailgate a blast with a job site radio from Milwaukee Electric Tools. It's on sale for only $149.95. Need power at your tailgate? Of course you do. Don't use a noisy generator. Get the DeWalt Power Station and have 1,800 watts of quiet power. Buy $500 in DeWalt products and receive a tailgate table and chairs free. Free gift with purchase on many Milwaukee and DeWalt products. Buy any WeatherGuard, Connect storage boxes, or Warner ladders and receive 2 stadium seats free. Need a canopy or water jugs? They've got those too. Pop-up tents and self-standing umbrellas on sale for only $199.95 each. All tools and equipment on sale one day only, Thursday, August 31st at Frank Supply, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast. Frank Supply, your source for professional tool sales and rentals. Call Frank Supply at 505-884-0000.
CJ Bell Cello Grill.
That's weird because
the food is awesome.
Right, how do you say the word G-R-O?
It's Euro.
I thought it was Gyro.
Whatever it is, this Euro burrito looks so good. Thanks for bringing me here.
I am a great guy. Taking her to Cello Grill on National Burrito. New Mexico, come to
that's
tortilla right.
That's weird because yeah, but what's weird is I can see you and myself.
I am an incredible person.
Oh, Randy, a Euro.
Oh, stop. I'm just trying to make the world a better place.
Hello, Randy. I said, hand me a Euro.
Right. Sorry. Buy a Euro and get one free at Cello Grill National Euro Day this Friday. Cutler off San Mateo north of I-40 or CHELLOgrill.com. Visit our station website Friday at 9 a.m. and grab a $50 gift certificate to Cello for just $25. Don't miss this sweet deal. It's time to say hello to Cello.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I gotta change the oil in my car.
Right now, get 5 quarts of STP conventional or high oil.
We're covering
$26.99.
So you'll take this to 40.
Might need some help.
Yeah,
no
slightly
problem.
fast.
We have helpful how-tos at AutoZone.com.
Let me look.
Restrictions apply.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and a
chicken
frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a frosty for me.
And a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with a combo or any other offer.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Woo! All right, I'm pumped up now. Let's go. Welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Marie Castillo, back at the John Lopez Real Estate and
I thought you were
Banker
gonna
Legacy Studio, has turned me on to a subject that I was unaware of until just recently. And I think that this young woman is going to get the Thirst Trap of the Decade award.
Okay.
Not the year.
Okay.
The decade. So an air quotes Instagram model is offering to pay fines for any NFL player who injures Eli Apple. That's a great intro. By the way, you're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Was that not enough for you? I'll say the headline again. An Instagram model is offering to pay fines for any NFL player who injures her baby daddy, Eli Apple. Now, hold on.
It gets better.
Now, Marie.
You're welcome for this, by the way.
This isn't okay, we're going to follow this story the whole season. If this isn't enough, she's also the baby mama of Geno Smith and Josh Jacobs.
Is this a real? I hope this. I don't know what to say.
She got knocked up by 3 different Pro Bowlers. Not dudes on the practice squad. She got knocked up by 3 different dudes who were cashing NFL checks for life. Oh, my God. Marie, your journalistic integrity is intact on this program.
It really is intact. And I can't believe that's what's on my algorithm. I don't know what that says about me, but it was the first story that popped up at the commercial break.
Now, hold on. This is a story we're going to follow all year because somebody is going to hurt Eli Apple on purpose and claim that they get the bounty. Okay, thanks, Instagram Thirst Track. We have a new bounty gate.
Yes, Thirst Trap. I'm here for it. So I want to find this girl on Instagram. And I will be following her now, and we will be updating you. We'll have a update every week. How about that?
So obviously Eli Apple has played for every team in the NFL. He's been in a lot of cities.
Yes.
But how does she get knocked up by Eli Apple, who's always on the move, Josh Jacobs, who's been in Vegas for quite some time? It's easy to get a one-night stand and get pregnant in Vegas asking for a friend. And Geno Smith, who's been in Seattle, like she is hopping city to city, getting knocked up by any NFL player that will have her. This is bonkers.
I know. I didn't believe I had to reread it like 5 times when I saw the headline.
Look, I'm not going to shame anyone for what they're into. Obviously, she's very into getting knocked up by NFL players. Again, I'm not going to kink shame anybody, especially you, friends of the show. But just the sheer logistics of getting knocked up by 3 different NFL players, the odds are astronomical.
It's very interesting with these 3 players too. Geno's doing good in Seattle. Josh Jacobs just got paid. Eli's in Miami now. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to see if we have any injury updates.
Sure.
Fines she has to pay.
I've got daddies in different area codes.
Man.
Codes. How do you get knocked up that many times by that many different NFL players? And by the way, not practice squad guys, not bench guys that you meet at the bar. These are known NFL names. Last year's rushing leader, last year's comeback player of the year. I didn't mean to use come in that context. The comeback player of the year. And Eli Apple. This is insane to me.
Oh, yeah. And I'm looking at her. I don't want to mispronounce her name because people call me Anne Marie all the time, but
and they will continue to.
Destiny,
Desktopy.
Destani.
Destiny?
I'm assuming.
Okay. That's her. That's not her Christian name. That's her stripper name. Let's get that out the way first up. All right, I can't wait to follow this.
Oh, you want to hear her quote?
Look, I could talk about this for
wait.
Okay,
we got to talk to Just Sush.
We got the Sush coming up. Please hit me with this.
I'm just letting you know. If you play against my baby dad this season, please go for the knees, maybe a hammy.
Okay, that's not how you tackle people. You don't tackle people.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
That's a penalty. Both of those things are
DP. Okay. Now I will be watching Eli Apple more than ever.
All right. Thirst Trap Watch 2023 continues all season on 2 Men On. When we get back, the voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan, and as far as I know, not multiple people's baby mama. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
He did just get back from Vegas.
Yeah,
Distilleries during Spirits Week, August 28th through September 1st, where every day you've got a chance to grab an incredible sweet deal from each distillery. We're talking half-off gift certificates from Safe House Distilling Company, Town and Ranch, Red River Brewing Company and Distillery, Vara Winery and Distillery, and Albuquerque Distilling. Our state has a rich history of distilling, made even better by incorporating local ingredients like chili, herbs, and fruits to create some really unique regional flavors. New Mexico's craft spirits industry continues to grow, and our distilleries are playing a key role in shaping our local drink culture. So keep your ears open, because every day this week from 9 a.m. until they sell out, you can grab a $50 gift certificate to each of our Spirits Week distilleries for just $25. One distillery every day. It's an exclusive week of sweet deals to celebrate New Mexico spirits. Listen every day for your sweet deal during Spirits Week.
Staples has big savings on everything you need for back to school or stocking up the office. Save on all your school essentials, from notebooks to markers. Save on everything you need for travel, like luggage, portable tech, and travel-size personal items. Plus, save on signs, banners, and posters from Staples print and marketing services. And now at Staples, you can save even more with $10 off document printing when you spend $40 or more. Get everything for the office and the classroom for less at Staples. Ends 9/30. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/print for details.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're here so you can get a bigger boat. How so? We're the one-stop shop for metal, which means you can get any metal, cut to any size, ready real fast. Saving you valuable time to convince your other half why a twin-engine center console makes sense for you and your entire family. Happy fishing, soldier. Metal Supermarkets. Order online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just gonna eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no friends. Seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code IMPACT at checkout. That's harrys.com, code IMPACT. Enjoy.
This is where New Mexico comes for sports. 95.9
I can't find this model on the Instagram.
The Sports Animal.
Oh my goodness, what a program today, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Had a lot of fun with it right here at ABQ Axe, just a shade east of San Mateo on Osuna. It's the league championship. They're going crazy over here. I haven't seen the updated scoreboard, but we'll give you highlights and winners tomorrow on air. Been a lot of fun today. Thank you for UNM Lobo Football's Brandon Ortega for joining us. Thanks for Mandy's Farms, Melissa McHugh for joining us. By the way, you want to help your community, you want to help people, with developmental disabilities and mental illness, please visit mandysfarm.org. Thank you to Ned James for joining the program, talking Lobo and NFL football. Thank you to all the callers and texters. Sorry we had to turn a lot of you guys away today. It's a busy program and a busy day. We love us some ABQ acts, having a lot of fun out here. Marie Castillo.
Yes.
Are you going through your old DMs looking for...
I was looking for this Instagram model we were talking about last segment, but it's very important. We have such little time to talk to the wonderful Josh Sushan.
Voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan, right here on 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Very important question, Josh. Is there some kind of Instagram model thirst trap who is falling around you and your voice of baseball cohorts all over the country trying to get impregnated? This isn't the start of the program you expected. Important question. What do you do with groupies, Josh?
Well, man, you never know what topics you guys are going to throw at me. That's part of the fun of this show. I think this might be the easiest no that I've ever had, though, out of all of the crazy topics that you've thrown at me.
Well, first off, Josh, you're handsome, you're talented, you're successful, you're the best in the game. I could only expect that some Instagram thirst trap will follow you around just like this one lady did. If you missed last segment, Sushan, the same lady got impregnated by Eli Apple, Geno Smith, and Josh Jacobs. I want to tell you, are the odds of that better or the odds of a shutout in the PCL? You tell me.
I like what you did there, Van.
Thank you.
Well, put it this way. It had been a little over 4 years since the Isotopes had their last 9-inning shutout.
Woo.
So it might be a little bit more the Instagram model. That might be more likely.
Just barely. Just ever so slightly barely. The Isotopes with a 5-0 win last night, a 3-hit shutout. How fun was that?
Yeah, a lot of fun. And so here's the thing. Whenever you get to sea level in Sacramento, you always know, okay, there's a chance that something can happen differently at this ballpark than what happens in Albuquerque, right? You're at sea level. And it was kind of like this hazy night. You could tell the ball wasn't carrying much. But the other thing that's crazy is the Isotopes walked 9 batters, right? So how often you, A, walk 9 batters and win a baseball game?
Right.
And number 2, walk 9 batters and not give up any runs. In fact, Sacramento only got a runner to third base like 3 times the entire game. Some double play grounders help. It was a cool night, and I think out of all the things that made it great, Nick Mears was the third of 4 pitchers. He had 2 scoreless innings. He's from Sacramento. He had this huge rooting section of fans. You could hear them. I think you could hear them back in Albuquerque. They were so loud. So it was just really neat for him. He grew up going to this ballpark as a kid. He was part of Little League Day when he was a kid growing up in Sacramento. And so for him to come back, it was his first time ever pitching at this ballpark. So I think that's what made it most special was the 2 innings that he threw among the 9 innings of the shutout.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing. We're in the Pacific Coast League. We play a lot of the high elevation games, but here we are on the coast doing low elevation things. Is this finally the advantage that we've been looking for so long? We got 16 to 17, 13 to 12 games here at the lab. We go down the coast, we're unhittable.
Well, let's see how the rest of the week goes, right? You know, let's see. You know that I love the drip of the 2 men on, and I love your over the top confidence.
Sure.
I do feel like every time that you guys start predicting a 6-game winning streak, we lose.
All right, let's not do that.
Hold on. We just predicted a 6-game winning streak and went 5-1. That's super close.
So, you know, we're going to be very humble about this, and we're going to just be grateful for yesterday, and we'll see what happens with tonight's game and the rest of the week.
All right, so who's on the bump tonight? Who's most likely to be pitching in the bullpen? Can we do this again?
I'm actually really excited to watch tonight's starting pitcher. His name is Tanner Gordon. Just joined the Isotopes last week. He was one of the pitchers the Rockies got in a trade with the Braves that sent Pierce Johnson to Atlanta. So, you know, he's one of the guys the Rockies targeted, right? They made a bunch of trades of older veteran guys for younger pitching prospects. And initially, none of them came to Albuquerque. But now we've started to see some. We had Victor Vodnik, who's probably going to pitch tonight, right? He's another guy from that trade. He's probably going to be the guy in the 8th or the 9th inning. And then we have Tanner Gordon. He's starting tonight from the Braves organization. This is his, I was about to say it's his first taste of the PCL, but he pitched in Round Rock last week. Only went 2 innings. There was a couple of comebackers that hit him in the leg, so for precautionary reasons, they took him out. So we'll see if he can follow up with what everybody did yesterday.
So this is the playoff push for the Isotopes. Every single game matters. It's like we're already in the playoffs right now. What does the manager Pilo say to these guys every day to keep them in that playoff mindset?
You can't take a day off, right? Like, I mean, you think about it, there's 23 games left in the season, and the Isotopes are 5 games out of first place. Now, this is not what Pilo's saying to the boys, because he's a less is more, just keep doing your thing, you know. But I look at this objectively, and I think if Round Rock has won 18 of their last 19 games, eventually they have to cool off. But it's not like, okay, put it this way, let's say Round Rock just goes 500 the rest of the way, okay? Then that means that you kind of got to go, you got to win like 16, 17 your last 23, right, in order to have a realistic shot. So every pitch can be the difference in a game. Every bunt can be the difference in a game, and that can be the difference.
We have 1 more minute.
Well,
Sush, who is on the pregame?
Well, I teased it a little bit. Nick Mears, you know, I got to talk to Nick. You know, his story is so crazy, guys. I mean, I don't want to give all away too much, but he pitched his entire senior year with a blown out elbow. He missed 3 years in college, one because he was rehabbing, another year because of a dirt bike incident, and the third year he missed because there's just a lot of tragedy that was going on in his life with people who meant a lot to him, and so he stepped away. So, I mean, the guy barely pitched for about 5 years, and he still ends up in professional baseball. He's reached the major leagues, 2 different organizations. It's a remarkable story, and I was glad to sit down. I've been kind of waiting on when to like dive into this story, and I thought, well, I want to wait till we get to Sacramento so that the emotions are more raw for him being back where he's from. And then the kicker is he pitched so well last night in front of all of his family.
All right, I heard you loud and clear, Sushan. A comeback is possible for one Van Nunley, ex-baseball player and co-host of 2 Men on 95.9 AM 610 Sports Animal. Have a call tonight, Sush.
Thank you very much. I'll watch out for the Instagram models after the game.
Please be careful. I'll see you at Isotopes tryouts next season.
Go get him, Van.
Hey, Marie, you crushed it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to friends of the show, Brandon Ortega, Melissa McHugh of Mandy's Farm, of course, Ned James, all of the callers and texters. We're going to be at the Top Golf Charity Golf Tournament tomorrow, auctioning off our Super Bowl helmet. Make sure you get in on that. It's a prize. It's a one of one. It's an absolute
15 seconds.
But I'll tell you what, we'll talk more about it tomorrow from Top Golf. We love you, Albuquerque. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow, Burke.
Good job, Gigi. Bye-bye.
Telling it like it is.
Rookie quarterbacks against Bill Belichick are 6-24.